You get one, right? Okay.
I mean, Jan probably would always be wicked early-ish.
So Lisa, there's no attachment here on my email.
Oh, I forgot to put it on there. We're live. Hang on, I will send another.
At this time, I'd like to call to order the St. Mary's Business Improvement Area Board meeting on Monday, January 12th at 6:01 p.m. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest?
Yeah, I have one. With regards to item 6.1, I will declare pecuniary interest and I'll step out for that discussion as I am a member of the Kinsman.
Thank you. Next are amendments and approval of the agenda. I do have one tiny amendment. Jenna, you can speak to this if it's necessary. With regards to the item of the Bean Social, we do have a guest speaker here as well, who will be highlighting not only that social, but some of the Chamber of Commerce's interest in the St. Mary's area. So if her name, which is Taylor McDonald, could just be added to that, if that's necessary.
Sounds good, thank you.
Anyone else have any amendments?
I can just include it in my. I'll just include it in my motion.
Excellent. So at this point, it would be the recommendation that the January 12th, 2026 St. Mary's Business Improvement Area Board meeting agenda be approved as amended. May I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and a seconder. Thank you, Dan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. The next recommendation would be that the November 10th, 2025 St. Mary's Business Improvement Area Board meeting minutes be approved by the board and signed by the chair and secretary. May I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa. A seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. So item number 5, we do have a delegation. I will speak to the delegation. It's just with regards to the Huron-Perth Advisory Committee and Youth Employment Network. Basically just wanted to present some opportunities. I've spoken with Kelly, who kind of works with this, and she has been very instrumental in speaking about how we can possibly leverage some of the folks that she works with that are part of the community employment program. So they work as people who maybe have some type of challenges or special needs and need to or out seeking employment. And I just really wanted to consider possibly leveraging that as a resource for the downtown BIA, with of course more investigation being necessary. But from what I understand in terms of insurance and stuff, it poses no liability to us. It involves people in the community. It will allow boots on the ground in the downtown area for things like, you know, additional, like obviously Sarah offers us so much support, but she can only be here when she can be here. So I just thought using someone to, you know, even visit shops and say, hey, look, I went into this store today, and like kind of leveraging that social media as well as just finding a way to really embrace all of the people in our community. I thought it'd be an excellent option. And the cost in terms of like paying them is very limited. So obviously more investigation needs to be used, but I think there's something there for us to leverage that would also empower members of our community and their followers on social or their families' followers on social, and just how great it would be to see what an inclusive community the downtown is and how accessible it is to people of all different abilities. So something I'd like to investigate further if anyone wants to discuss. Or
I am going to include a blurb about, I did meet with her. We had to meet on Zoom because it was
Yeah.
storming.
yeah,
And we were both kind of
Yeah.
trapped, but is this the same as the other group she works with?
so there's
Because there's two, is it, or is it the same?
it's I think this is slightly different,
It is
but I think
slightly
we should
different.
speak to both the conversation that you had with her
Yeah.
as well, because I did connect you two to,
Yeah,
which was great.
I was going to include it in the next newsletter. This newsletter, I didn't want to include, like, there's some more important stuff coming out. I'm including something to the membership. But I just didn't know if it was gonna be redundant with what you were presenting.
No, absolutely.
Or if
Please-
it was the
No,
same
please,
group.
please continue to include, like, I think there, yeah, please include everything, because I think not only does it apply directly to the BIA, but also like as a board, because I think that's kind of my focus, but then
Right,
it
I
also,
wondered if we could hire, like, or as a board,
Yeah.
we could use this service.
Yeah.
But I think it would be very, very beneficial to members of the community as well, like members from downtown.
Mhm. And I think that makes sense, because I think when you brought it up, or when we kind of brought it up, it was like in the middle of Christmas and going into January, no one really is thinking of hiring or doing
No, that's
anything
why
at
I
that
held
point,
off
right? So it,
doing a.
but you definitely got the groundwork, and
Yeah.
what else did you find out, like, what else?
She just kind of gave me her background and said that it was very specific to like St. Mary's area that she was looking for. She's looking in Stratford as well, but it's St. Mary's, what's it called? It is called, she's the employee specialist for community living.
Yes,
So it's St. Mary's Community Living specifically, but I wasn't sure if it was the same group that you're speaking about.
well, she also put out this, like, the youth employment survey and employer surveys, and Media Kit was basically just to kind of show what the
Okay.
program does and how it's been received, so
Great.
that was more just for reference, I think. But yeah, I think it's great to give them exposure, because I think their families live in the community, and when we're talking about highlighting, shopping local or whatever, the more we can get families involved and.
Absolutely, like she said, it's usually someone who's only looking for a few hours a week, a maximum of 9 hours, for example. Several variable possibilities, like even delivering flyers was an example that she used. She said that it'd be a perfect job, or shredding for a law office. Troyer Spices, help Dan with the spices, stocking shelves, cleaning bathrooms, washing windows. And they would have a support worker with them. But they would be doing these duties on their own, so, yeah.
Yeah.
And she sent me some information, but she said the best thing is to reach out to her specifically, by phone or email, and she gave me all of that info, so I will include that in the next newsletter and maybe something on the Facebook group, but
Yeah, and definitely, I think just for us to consider,
yeah,
obviously not January, don't think it's feasible, but we've done a little bit of work in the past, and we've been handing out the newsletters and stuff. I don't think we got any feedback in terms of people who actually want to physically receive the newsletters anymore, which, at least we kind of check that off, and we don't have to, Brogan and I don't have to pound as much pavement anymore, but if that is something that comes to fruition, or there is material that can be distributed, or any way we can support town tourism as well.
Are we looking just to highlight some of this stuff, like for certain, like in a newsletter or something, or what are?
Well, part of it will be highlighting the newsletter, and part of it will be how can we possibly, as an organization or as a group, as the BIA, help to support this program through employment on the other tasks as required that we're all tasked with, that maybe we could help others.
Because, like, I would think the time to do it would be at the time when we turn our lights purple or something, isn't that?
So that's in
Is
November.
that a different thing?
So no, it's through the same group, but this portion of it is just like another facet of what they offer. And so, yeah, it's aligned with that, but absolutely like leveraging that.
November's too busy, really.
Yeah, so just, I think all year round, there's an opportunity to utilize them, and even in working groups, like, suggestions or something, if someone has an idea and we could pay them to sit on a group just to get a different lens, right, as a consumer, or, as challenges that they've seen with their experience. So at this point, it would just be the recommendation, that the delegation from the Huron Firth Youth Advisory Committee regarding Youth Employment Network, be received. May I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa. A seconder. Thank you, Brogan. All in favor? Perfect. Moving on. Correspondence, item 6.1. So there was a donation request,
Ruben, am I supposed to close the door? No, right?
No,
Okay, all right, just checking. Okay.
it's easier if you walk away, right? And then you're not like, "Ugh." So we did receive a letter that's included from the Santa Claus Parade, that we hadn't sponsored them. If anyone recalls better than I do this conversation, then please.
You had, I thought you guys had.
I thought we did too.
Yeah. I
Then
think
somebody
some of
told me
us
that they
got
forgot to reach out to us, so they forgot to ask us, but I thought we had already,
I thought there was
Allocated
already a
out.
motion.
I thought we did in like
Yeah.
February or March or something, like once they had solidified a date.
Anyway, I guess we can just start over. I thought so too. but-
So, and I think that what we talked about, I think maybe from my recollection, and again, like, I've done a little bit of digging, I can't find anything otherwise, but my recollection isn't always correct. I think what happened was we started the communication at the end of the meeting, and we talked about how we were going to get more involved as a BIA rather than just donating. Which I believe Alex was actually heading the discussion, so, with her being here, but from what I understand, she hasn't objected or made any comments to this, so, I think we kind of decided that, you know, rather than constant sponsorship, we should maybe think of ways that we can actually, be involved without writing a check. That being said, I think
It's helpful too.
the check is helpful too. I think that there's nothing wrong with doing like a postmortem and saying, there was a lot of success without handing out the BIA bucks. I know with handing out the BIA bucks, I found that I had a lot of people, like, at least a handful that were like, so what do I do with these now? And I was like, oh, you should do this or whatever, that was kind of receiving that weren't familiar with them. I don't know about the uptakes on social, if you were able to see anything with that, but on parade night, there was a lot of following and liking and talking about things and just learning
Wasn't
about.
that the trade-off? They had to follow us for money?
Yes, they did,
Or
absolutely.
prove to you that they already
They
did?
showed me, yeah. So we had a lot of people.
I'll go back and look, I should have pulled that up for the meeting, I'll go for next time, but I'll find out exactly how much.
Or just
followers
throw in the
we
next
got.
newsletter, even
Yeah.
just as like a postmortem, but like, I think, for me, like, I think we handed out $300 and it was gone in no time, and there was people that just genuinely weren't interested, there were people that thought they followed us. The biggest find that I had is that there were people that thought they followed us, but didn't follow us specifically, and was like, oh yeah, I follow St. Mary's or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So to see them, that they followed the town in general was great, but then to add on to that, and it was either Instagram or Facebook, and everyone was more than happy to take free money and for me to explain it to them, and
well, what if we did a combination of both? Set aside $500 for downtown bucks and reach out during, before the parade, and then donate 500 to the Kinsman.
and that's what they're asking
Yeah.
for this year, like, and I
Yeah.
think previously we've done 100, so, and this
1,000.
donation will be, again, it's for last year's parade, which technically we're trying to avoid. But I think it's kind of, it also, and please speak up if you disagree, it also speaks to the whole quilting show, where like, it's gonna be a parade next year, there's gonna be a whatever, so.
Is it possible to give them a check for last year of 500 out of last year's budget, because there's still 1,200 in there for sponsorships, and then get ahead of it and say, and here's your 500 for this year, please take us off the list, and then we're done? Or we wait for another communication from them to ask for it, but I think they will, it's just a matter of will they ask before the parade or after the parade?
Well, I think this was like a lesson learned, and I think like, you know, I think we can be active partners next year without, you know, I think that paying them this year isn't the worst idea, if everyone agrees with that, but
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't know. What's everyone else's thoughts, Jan?
Oh, I definitely think we should give the money for 2025.
I know it's weird, give it a minute, just again, with the years. and the dates.
I definitely think we should honor the request for 2025. And I think if we're gonna partner with them on Christmas, they should just be a standard built into our sponsorship. Like, we know we're gonna give money to Heritage Festival every year. We should also just have,
Just put it in their budget.
And I think it's
Yeah.
built in the budget, but if you don't ask for, like, we need a letter of request, no different than we need an
100%,
invoice,
but
right?
it
Like, that's the
be
thing,
built
we don't
in
have.
like the way Heritage is, because it's not on our
Not specifically,
Yeah.
but we get a letter from the town asking us
Yes,
to
like we
sponsor
have to,
Heritage.
but I think we should just know that that's what we're gonna do
And
every
build it
year.
into this year's budget and have it as a line item on there.
I agree.
And then at least it reminds us to go, have we heard the Kingsman yet?
That's right. Have we heard from them?
Mhm.
Just like I am sure the poetry group is gonna reach out again, like we, you know, that I know.
Yeah.
I know that for sure that they're working with the kids again and they're gonna put all the poems in the businesses. So I think
Yeah.
things like that, we know for sure are gonna be requested.
And I agree that we're probably gonna sponsor them everywhere, I just don't wanna set the precedent that
No,
every year we're gonna
They
automatically
absolutely
sponsor
have to.
people.
I agree.
And like, there's also the fact of like, we're putting it in, like, it's just understood, we have one more year as a board, right?
Mhm,
So
yeah.
I think
Mhm.
planning for this year, it's very important that we put it in as a line item, but to set the expectation that it's assumed
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
dangerous
Yeah,
because
valid.
Agree.
Yeah,
that's for
Yep.
next year's group, which may or may not include us to decide, so.
Yeah, agree.
Okay. So then at this point, it would just be Dan will add it in and we can speak to it on the treasurer's report line that we're gonna add it into the treasurer's report, but the recommendation that the correspondence from the St. Mary's Kinsman regarding a request for donation to support the 2025 Santa Claus parade be received. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, and a seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? None opposed? So moved.
Chair, may I just ask a question if I understood correctly? You are giving direction to the treasurer to include it as a line item within the 2026 budget and going forward as well outside of 2026. Is that the vision to help in the future?
No, just 2026. It will be included as a line item to remind us.
And then, yeah.
I'm giving to them for the 2025 year as well. for the
And
500.
approving it.
Yeah, for $500.
Do you want a motion so that you can go back into the 2025 expenses and be able to provide that amount?
Yes.
So you're going to have a motion for that. And then once recognizing we're in the last year of this term of the board, is it helpful to have a motion on the books that gives suggestion? Like, I just don't want the next term of the board to miss this. If you like the idea of a line item in 2026, how are you hoping that the next version of the board knows that?
It will be titled in the budget, so the next board will review the 2026 budget and identify that we specifically set aside funds for them in the past, so they'll see it like highlighted rather than just being like in one of the buckets. It'll be like a clear,
Perfect.
like like postcards and whatever else that's been put in there.
Flower
Donations, that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
I will make the recommendation that the downtown DIA support the St. Mary's Kinsman from the 2025 budget in the amount of $500 for sponsorship. May I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and a seconder. Thank you, Lisa. All in favor? So moved. Brogan. Treasurer's report.
Okay, which one's first? Well, the proving the November and November one, right? Is it separate lines?
Nope, you can present them both at the same time and we can receive them both.
I mean, November is probably is a recap, and then December is a little bit more. What you need to look at, I guess. I mean, that was, I did that at the January 1st. I did the treasurer's report for December. And that's what's current. Now I sent an updated one. Like, and you should have that in front of you there. So anything that was in italics in your sheet here, like the winter postcards, and there was something else. Oh, actually, so, and beautification, the string lights and the cash tips that I deposited. I think it was 240 some, and I just gave the extra, I kept the change and I did the extra bill at 260.
Could I ask a question?
Mm-hmm,
The Facebook ads,
mm-hmm.
they didn't, that's not what they totaled. It was,
I haven't got, that's all I have receipts for.
no, I mean, what's listed here is too much.
Well,
It was $500 total. It was just over five, it was like $515 in total.
And have it as
yeah,
four
so,
eighty-three plus 16.
But there's another one up there for
There's
three
another one
fifty-five.
for 355.
well, 355.59 is what was actually cashed out. Like I wrote you a check for that, and
Oh,
that one you cashed. The other ones, I either wrote checks for or they were a budget line, and
Okay, yeah, that's why I'm asking. And then the Christmas trail promotion, that was, donated, so.
the $80.
Yeah, it was Destination Stratford that gave away the tickets.
They didn't charge us for them. They used it as, they put it in their promotion budget.
So that's gonna come out then?
Yeah.
Okay, so that comes out. Okay, and so you're saying the Facebook ads is too much?
Yeah, I mean, we can look at it afterwards and
Yeah.
get that corrected, but
Okay,
we won't take our time now to do it.
but anyway, so this is, so what you have in front of you now, this is what I did today. Like, this is updated as of today. Except I couldn't get into the bank account to check if anybody's cashed a check or anything.
Which it wouldn't be expected for you to, because this is published, like, you're not expected to have up to date. This would be as of
Yeah.
the time that the agenda was submitted, so.
So anyway, that's where we're standing. The only one that we're down on is marketing. So that's the November, December. So if you guys are good with that, then
Well, actually, sorry, I have one quick question.
Okay.
Under operations and reserve, there's the winter themed postcards. Was that for the evening hours? I think that's in there twice, because the save the date cards are under sponsorship. And I think the winter postcards, if that's the,
I thought they were coming afterwards or something. I don't.
No, there should only be one line item for the winter themed postcards.
that was the evening shopping hours, was it not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can take that out of the reserve, Dan.
Oh, I see. I see what.
And it's up in operations as well.
So we're just gonna, I think we just planned on keeping it in operations. Cause it wasn't a capital purchase.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that.
Shouldn't it be sponsorship?
No, because it's downtown.
For
Yeah.
marketing?
I think we just put it in operations because marketing was in such a deficit that it made sense that it was.
Isn't payroll under operations?
No, payroll is under marketing.
But it should
Should be
be
under
operations,
operations.
it should CRA.
And this is what
So
we're
the
coming,
proposed budget will amend that, this is,
Yes.
he's just going by the budget
Yeah.
that's already
Yeah,
created by.
yeah, by Sue, yeah,
Okay.
so that's where things were.
Sorry to ask.
Yeah, I missed the winter postcard, so that actually. But the winter postcards should be still in operation, right?
Correct,
There
they
was a
shouldn't be in
bit of a
reserve because we're not, it's not a capital purchase, like, there's nothing that we can really.
Right, okay.
Like,
So-
the only reason Christmas decor and street banners made it under there was because it was something that like we could in theory
Reuse
use
over and
again
over.
and again.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay,
until there was an
And
incident.
then.
Oh,
okay, you got a question too, or?
No, my question was also about if this is
Yeah,
like more operations
Yeah,
than marketing, which then obviously we wouldn't be in
Yeah.
that huge deficit, but I understand that that'll be changed for next year.
yeah.
Are we still gonna get together? We had like a working group for the budget. So we still gonna do that this year? So we all sat down and made sure that we liked the buckets that it was in and the amount and it's.
So that's what, well, do we want to approve the November, December budgets?
Yep, 100%, if everyone's good with the changes that I made, so it's the recommendation that the November and December treasurer's report be received as amended. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, and seconder, thank you, Jan, all in favor? Perfect.
Okay, so again, looking at your sheets that you have in front of you. Where you see marketing is tagged yellow, operations is blue, and sponsorship is red or purple or whatever. So whatever's underneath there in color, that's where I'm proposing they should go. Like the internet should go into sponsorship. The visitor guide winner theme postcards should go into marketing. The CRA payroll should go into operations. And the internet should go into sponsorship, because we're sponsoring that every month.
Sorry,
He means independent, I think, sorry.
No, the internet.
No, the internet
it's
at the
The
town hall.
Wi-Fi at the town hall that we
Where
paid
do you see
$29.72.
that?
Under operations.
No, because we technically sponsor free
Oh,
Wi-Fi at town hall.
Yeah.
It is a sponsorship.
Oh, I
As Dan's identified, a good point that we've missed for the last couple of years, it is a sponsorship, like we're.
interesting. I had no idea.
Little
box.
boss, we did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I had no idea that we sponsored.
I was wondering, why would they?
I was like, who are we paying internet to? I was thinking, like,
What?
Friday's internet, but now it makes sense. Okay, town, I got it.
it's like, well, you have to plug into it,
Yeah,
No, I
got it.
do, it still doesn't work.
but it's like,
I did not understand
yeah,
that.
it's not a big expense, but
Where
yeah,
is it under right now? Sorry.
operations.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, all right.
So,
Can I ask a dumb question?
no, don't go dumb question.
No, it might be, because there might be a reason that I just don't know, but should all of our postcards not go in the same category?
They should go to marketing.
Like every postcard, like
Yeah.
winter themed
Yeah.
postcard, Christmas postcard,
Yeah.
soup crawl postcard, like should everything not be in
Mhm.
wherever you put it?
Yeah,
But in one category?
yeah, so like
So they're
all
all gonna
this
go
should
to
go into
marketing.
marketing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so if you look at the proposed budget allocation by category sheet, so that's where I divided it up. And then the total numbers there is the 47,000 that we get every year from the levy. Okay, so that's how I divided it up, and I just basically took these numbers and worked with it.
That all makes sense to me, all the changes you're proposing.
Yeah.
Me too.
So beautification, I'm not sure, 14,000, because, and I did that because you still have 2,000 left over after everything's done with. So we can, if we stick to that same budget, marketing, because we're taking payroll and CRA out and putting it into operations. We'll have 6,000, or I'm proposing 6,000 to be put into marketing and you can read how I propose this. 7,000 for sponsorships, because we're taking out a lot of this stuff. The operations increases to 20,000, pretty much because of payroll and CRA. Then the revenue that we can count on is 47,000, that's the levies. What's extra is the
HST.
HST, and like we get a little bit extra money from here and there or whatever. And I'm proposing that those money should probably go into the reserve fund for future use.
Which they would automatically, yeah.
Yeah. So if you go down to the next page. So that's sort of what it would look like. And I mean, it's pretty much kind of self-explanatory. And if you have any questions about that.
So I think, in terms of questions, to Lisa's point, I think we should probably take that offline with the working group and just have like
Yeah.
a quick chat and just make sure
Yeah.
it lands like
Yeah.
where it needs to, but I think what's done here, it looks fantastic, like it's
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
from
great.
our line. I think we need to hone in on like the one budget line that we're suggesting for sponsorship, so, there'll be the other line added for the Santa Claus
Yeah.
parade or whatever, but I think
Yeah.
overall, I
Yeah.
think you've done a lot of great work.
Now, I did an updated I went through and looked at the reserve fund. I don't think there's as much money in there as what this says, because when I look at everything we're taking out, what's left over and what we're taking out, I think we have $3,000 left in the budget, or $3,000 left in the reserve, once everything's paid for, but
No,
we'll take a look at those numbers.
you have $3,000 left because you're factoring in the $47,000 for next year that we haven't received yet. Because we started with 80 and we've spent 40. So you're not factoring in the added income of the
Yeah.
47,000.
No, I'm going more by what the checkbook balance is.
But this budget doesn't include the 47,000 in income that we're getting next year.
Yeah,
So that's the offsetting entry.
okay.
So we don't have,
Yeah, we
we're
don't have
good.
to-
We're a lot better off than you thought, let me assure you. Because we started with 86,000 something, we have 47,000. So there's another 47,000 that's in that one budget line that's gonna be dumped into next year. So we're a lot better than we thought.
We'll work it out.
Yeah,
We're
you
getting-
can sleep tonight, Dan, it's
Yeah.
good. So is anyone interested in being part of that budget working group?
I'll do it again.
Yeah, me too.
Was it you two last year?
Yep.
Yeah, we've done it. I think we've done it 3 years.
You did
This would be our 3rd year.
I mean,
We are pros.
there you go, so I'll leave it with you. With that,
Another time.
so,
And just on that topic, just because the AGM is at the end of this, there's a, here's the train.
Sorry, we're in a meeting.
Anyway,
Okay.
the AGM is on the bottom of this agenda, so just food for thought when you do kind of settle on what your draft final budget is.
it's only a draft, because it has to go to the council, yeah.
Well, not the council, before your AGM, you should put it to the membership for feedback, just so that they have consultation into your final before you hit the AGM.
So we can do that by next meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just flagging
Yeah,
it as part of.
and to
your
get it
list.
into, yes.
So just like, here's our draft budget for comments, email this person. I don't think it.
Sarah, or just call her at home.
Yeah,
She
whoever you
calls-
want, or Lisa's phone number, whatever you want. I'm just kidding.
What are we doing? I wasn't listening, oh my God, what?
If anyone has any questions with the budget, they're calling you.
Oh,
After they call Sarah at home, she
Yeah,
will.
Or
nominate
email.
Dan.
Or email.
Dan is
But
true.
anyway, I just want to make sure that you remember that's on the radar before you go to the AGM, so.
So at this point, the recommendation would be that the proposed 2026 budget be received. And that would be the end of the recommendation at this point. Sorry, we'll do a new and if we can, Jenna.
Yep, go ahead.
And that the board recommends a working group propose a finalized budget for the next meeting. Finalized draft budget.
Actually, Kelly, were we supposed to talk about grants thing here, or were you talking about that?
About what?
The grant visitors guide?
No, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Can I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and the seconder. Thank you, Lisa. All in favor? None opposed? So moved.
Chair, I think I heard some conversation about who's going to be on the committee. Do you want to get a motion on the floor just to set that working group?
Sure.
Okay.
And that the recommendation be that Jan and Lisa join Dan as part of that working group. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Dan. Can I have a seconder? Thank you, Brogan. All in favor? Any opposed? So, sorry, I just looked bad if you guys are really.
Totally.
I'm just gonna get someone else's hand up for this one. Okay, item 8 would be the council report.
Excellent. So, my council report did come in, separate from the agenda. It's pretty slim. Honestly, I've been mostly on holiday since the last time I've seen you all. But I will say, so the blue box recycling transition has now gone into effect. You may have seen the red bin lids kind of scattered around now. I just kind of wanted to flag that for feedback from you guys, going forward, because I've received some correspondence from business owners already, not super positive in, as it stands. But yeah, I've talked to Councilor Craig Mile at some length about this, and unfortunately, there's not seemingly a whole lot that we can really do about the collection frequency or even really the changes that we've made, or well, that the province has made. So yeah, we just want to send that feedback on up to the BRA, and I'm certain they'll be happy to hear it and talk to your local MVP as well.
So it's set that recycling is picked up every other week now, instead of twice a week for businesses only.
As it stands
And-
currently.
Residential gets picked up twice a week.
No,
No, recycling, garbage is twice a week. And recycling, well, no, our recycling gets picked up twice a week out the back.
residential's once a week
Yeah,
and
and businesses twice.
for garbage and, for recycling, it's every other week.
But downtown, they pick up our garbage and our recycling twice a week, Tuesday mornings and Friday mornings.
I was gonna say that's.
So we're going from twice a week to once every 2 weeks.
My understanding is yes, that the collection frequency has been reduced.
The concern here is like people just stop recycling. They're
Oh,
gonna do it,
that's
like, they're just gonna stop
absolutely,
recycling,
yeah,
'cause, like,
we're,
or we got streets full of garbage.
yeah, unfortunately, that was kind of our biggest fear is
Yeah.
that more things will just go to the landfill. And it seems that the province isn't interested in the result, so. Yeah, it's been very challenging, but as I said, lots of feedback would be excellent that I can pass on to Mr. Ray as well as to BRA, so.
We just need to keep making noise, right? And encouraging people, maybe asking for feedback in the next newsletter as well as the.
One thing I haven't heard is, is there a timeline that they're going to kind of do a little bit of an audit of the program and see if it is working?
There was nothing mentioned about that in
That's
any of
what I
the
thought.
correspondence we've got, so I'm not sure if this is some sort of a trial, but
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just curious. if
it's
they-
a new service level, so maybe there will be changes, and maybe the BRA, when they hear back, will revise, but I can't be certain of that.
What about the big new?
Yeah.
I don't even know how we're gonna
Recycling.
survive. We can't even survive.
Oh,
this
I'm
year.
not sure.
Like making
That-
it
that
like
we're-
twice a week. I have
various
to
places
hold my
downtown.
recycling
I'm not-
Wednesday
I'm
and
not certain
Thursday
as to
in my
what that would
store
be.
because Tracy and Alex have filled the bins. So I have to hold mine Wednesday and Thursday until it got picked up Friday
And then rush out
and rush it and put it in Friday morning.
Oh.
But now, like, I don't know what we're going to do. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, me and Councilor Craig Mile have spitballed some potential ideas of what we can maybe
We
do
also have
going
lots,
forward.
we have lots of room in our recycling if anyone ever wants to come by with their
Well,
trash. I'm kidding.
No, I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, there may come a time where a communal bin might be something the BIA would
Yeah.
consider looking into for some sort of private pickup or its own organized thing, because if it's not sufficient, it's just not sufficient, right? So. Yeah. But other than that, I was the Grinch for 2 days.
And you did a great job.
You
Oh,
are
it was grand. It was a good old time.
And you can.
The only things I really
Report.
wanted to cover with that is the library was well attended again. We weren't breaking fire codes like we were at the old bookshelf, so that was great. I will say, I think for sure I gotta get somebody to read for me this year, or next year, if we do this again, or if we ever do anything involving that much latex on my face. Just very difficult to read and speak, and also try to breathe in the same sort of instance. So, yeah, just something to consider going forward. I actually think that we should try and longer plan out some other events downtown on that weekend that I could kind of go and be at. Because it's one thing to kind of wander for those hours, but it's kind of difficult sometimes to kind of find things I should be doing, so. And I didn't have many business owners reach out to me despite me kind of putting that out there, so I think we should try and organize some more.
Like more things similar to storytelling.
Yes,
not
just
specifically
somewhere that the mascot, whatever, pending that
I think
discussion.
you need more wagon rides.
Yeah, the wagon ride was fun, I
Oh, you
enjoyed
did
that,
do that, okay.
it was cool, yeah, it was good.
Forgot the.
I will say feedback is very positive. The kids are still super into the Grinch, which is interesting given how long that's been around, but yeah, no, it's something if we wanted to carry forward, I don't think it would be an issue, but again, that'll be up to the board, and I think that discussion's on the agenda for later tonight anyway, so. That is essentially all I have to report, though I will be speaking to something later, but I'll get to that later, so.
At this point, it would just be that the recommendation that the verbal council report be received. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and a seconder. Thank you, Dan. All in favor? Any opposed?
Angela would like to put her.
No,
in there. She's
teeny tiny up
there.
there. Item, 9 would be new business, so I'll.
Can I add one business to it?
That would have been at the amendments and the
Right.
approval of the agenda. What would you like to add? Dan?
Stuart Grant asked about the visitor guide, that wanted me to bring that up, and I forgot all about that. So somewhere in there.
The visitor's guide.
So his email to Dan today is about the, which it's already, well, I guess you have a line item here, so I don't know if that's a standing
Nope.
thing every year. But he's asking about the one-page ad in the visitor
Yeah.
guide that the BIA does, and he's given the cost to Dan here, so
Yeah.
that's what Dan's talking
That's what
about.
I'm talking about, but then the cost is $11.95.
Is that the one that we didn't do this year? Like that we just were
No.
kind of ponying with the town?
No, we do
our own
that,
ad.
we do
Okay.
that every
You
year.
guys do the one page on the shiny, so like
Okay.
and it's like a.
When does this need to be, a decision need to be made on this?
We're not going to print like in January, so I think,
But he wants to know by January 30th, I think,
is that what he says? Okay.
yeah,
Well,
that was,
I'll leave it to you.
but I put out that I want to redo my ad in the visitor guide. And so then he wants to know for sure by January 30th, but the new ad doesn't have to be in.
It's $1,195.
That's right,
It's up by 0.8% from last year. Anyway,
Yeah, so full page is like 1,200, half page is 7. Do we wanna do the full page? Or half page?
So we're gonna add, so we will add this as a line item, sorry,
Yep.
Jenna. I'll add it at 9.9 after we do the annual general meeting.
okay.
Sounds good.
So item 9.1 will be the Bean Social and other things related to the Chamber of Commerce with our lovely guest, Taylor McDonald. Come on over.
you can come on up.
You can come on up.
Yeah, you can sit next to Dan if you want.
Thank you first off for joining us.
Thank you so much. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Taylor McDonald. I am the owner of 162 Queen in downtown St. Mary's. It is a building that I purchased a few years ago from my father, which used to be Shackleton's. Partners in Employment was there, and then they've had a short stay and now are gone. So I've been working on kind of re-envisioning what the space could be and how it can help support the downtown and downtown businesses. So I have included on the main floor a co-working private rental office space, which can also be for pop-up retail, boardroom space, private rentals, and co-working. And then on the second floor commercial, I've done a 2-bedroom, 1-bath Airbnb to encourage tourism and staying in the downtown core. So part of what I'm doing with the Bean Social is on the first Monday of every month from 9:30 to 11:30. I invite business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives, freelancers, people who have businesses, but maybe are also doing other things or side hustles. And we all come together and we just have coffee and we talk about what they're doing, promotions they're doing, challenges that they're having in business at different times of the year. So there's no registration that's required. It's just showing up anytime in that time. And my hope is to be able to have some collaboration and innovation that comes out of that in terms of support for the downtown and how we can all maybe more collaborate together. And yeah.
So it's the one Monday a month, you said?
The first Monday of
First
each month.
Monday.
Yeah.
Have you had one yet?
So we started them in November. So in November, I had 9 attend. In December, there was 15. The Chamber of Commerce has also, I've been in touch with Aaron there, and so they're now promoting it, and they're also promoting all the other coffee events that are happening, because the BIA in Stratford does one on a certain day of the month. And there's another organization, I think, that does it at the Legion. So just kind of advertising where these different social networking coffee events are happening. The reason I do mine on the Monday is because there's one local coffee shop close to me that isn't open on a Monday, so I didn't want to take business away from the businesses that are already there, so that's why we do it on a Monday. So the Chamber of Commerce will be pushing out this event and moving forward and having it as an option for entrepreneurs and business owners to come
I believe
together.
they're subsidizing a door prize too, or something of that nature.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out still.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, there's just been a lot of really great kind of collaboration that's come out of these events so far. And just in general in business, my family's done small business for many years, and it can be tough, and especially when you're really good at what you do and you have a passion for what you do, but figuring out kind of all the business aspects of it, or figuring out how to change or how to pivot, or and just having that support of like, hey, you know what, like this does suck right now, or like we're all kind of winning. And so anyway, it's just kind of a way to all come together to be able to kind of find that common ground, and also to be able to come up with innovative things that hopefully I can come here to the BIA to present and bring some different events and.
Do you do it in a structured way where you all sit together and kind of hear each other out and offer each other feedback, or is it more loose, like networking?
So it's more loose networking. So the first part, we will kind of just do an introduction, just because it is helpful to know who is in the room and what they do. But then afterwards, like coffee, tea, nutritious snack is provided. And then afterwards it is just a social. So if there's someone who you're interested in getting to talk to more, you were really interested about what they were doing or wanted to partner with, you have that opportunity to have more of those side conversations than in front of everyone.
What time is it?
9:30 to 11:30, and you can kind of pop in anytime in that time. On the first Monday of each month, so.
AM, I suppose.
Pardon?
AM, I suppose.
Yes, in the morning, yeah. So all of the dates are posted for 2026 on my social media, which is at 162 Queen St. Mary's. And they're also in the window right now at facing the downtown, so people are able to get information there as well. And then the other event that I am been connected with and am posting is a Business After 5 with the Chamber of Commerce on Wednesday, February 25th.
January 20th?
No, February.
They must have the newsletter. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Shackleton's is hosting on the 28th.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
I know, I
I saw that, and I was like, I'm totally there to support you, and then I was like, but I'm not gonna be in the country. Okay, good, okay.
Yeah, so Business Chamber After 5. So again, that is a social networking event hosted by the chamber. And I'm still trying to figure out what this may look like, but I would love to be able to collaborate with the BIA and other downtown businesses, and whether we do a bit of like a trail of, as we're bringing business owners and leaders to the town. Typically the mayor, government officials, councilors are in attendance at these events. So just a way so that, yes, I'm hosting, but I would like for all businesses and for the downtown to be able to benefit from this group of people.
Well, I think the soup crawl is perfect, like that's,
We have a soup crawl at night,
Okay,
so, yeah.
awesome.
yeah. So they can leave the
tell you
business
that.
after, because it starts at 6, I think, doesn't it?
6:30.
6:30, so that's like people
No,
can leave.
6 to 7:30, I think.
6 to
So they can leave whenever they want, and they can get soup on the way, and they can see some of the local businesses, and we can encourage them to check out.
Yeah.
So the after 5, it's usually 5 to 7?
Yeah, it's typically 5 to 7. Typically the host is to provide parking, which is obviously the downtown, drink, alcohol and not, and a bit of a food snack for people to have. Tour the space, again, network with other businesses. To my understanding, this is the first business after 5 in St. Mary's
Yeah, I thought so.
for, I don't know, ever or quite a
No.
while.
Already hosted one 2 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
2 years.
since 2 years,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the Penrose hosted one last year.
Okay.
They did.
Yeah.
The first one in downtown St. Mary's.
Sure.
We'll call it, we'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm not sure of all the stats,
Yeah.
but that's just what I
Yeah.
was told, that typically these events are in Stratford because of the Stratford Chamber of Commerce, but the Chamber of Commerce actually does support for South and other surrounding areas, so they are trying to figure out how they can connect these other areas and not just be designated as Stratford. So,
Yeah.
Excellent.
But the soup crawl's fun.
okay, and is that downtown or where is that located?
It's downtown.
Okay.
It started, well, I'm talking about it tonight.
Okay, yeah, I see that's on the
It's
next.
on the agenda.
So yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself and kind of let you know what I'm doing. It is a bit of a different, I don't know, space downtown in terms of thinking about things differently. And I've grown up downtown St. Mary's. I've spent a lot of time here, and it truly is my passion and vision to get people to come to St. Mary's and support other downtown businesses. And so when you're working downtown, you're eating downtown, you're grabbing a coffee, you're going to pharmacy. And when you're staying downtown in accommodations, same thing, you're shopping, you're connecting with other local businesses. So it's just overall my hope that the space that I have in the end truly does benefit all businesses from around.
And I have to say that Taylor has been in the background on many conversations with me in promoting ideas long before she had a vested new business interest or anything. She's constantly provided some great feedback and some really great ideas, so.
Can I just say
Very
something
exciting.
quick?
Yes, finally.
I was going to say I've been to one of the socials at Taylor's Place there, and I still connect with one of the women from there because I'm super scared of AI. And so we had that conversation there, and she actually emailed me after. So I've learned a little bit more about it, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity had it not been for being social. So, yeah.
Yeah, I do have bigger plans and would like to figure out a way again, how to create more experiences in downtown St. Mary's and how we can collaborate better to create a bit of a tourism package. My experience with my dad being an auctioneer and going to charity auctions is creating the unique packages that people can bid on and money goes to charity, and just seeing how all businesses can kind of come together and create these packages. They really do create for great experiences and unique experiences and things that I think we could be doing to be able to draw tourism more to St. Mary's, because people are looking for experiences. They're looking for things to do with, and having it just kind of as a package where they just pay one price and they get to experience a whole bunch of different things. I would love to that's still in development, but I would love to still work on that as well. So, yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I will make sure this info, we're connecting very soon.
Oh, yes.
I read your email when I got here.
She's getting caught up on all the correspondence today.
Thank you, Taylor.
Well, we couldn't have asked for a better path into 9.2 with the soup crawl.
Soup crawl, February 25th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. I mean, it says here final call out and menu. I don't know what. I don't know, like, we don't set a menu.
But we were going to set like cards, weren't we? Like that was
Yes,
the plan.
so I think, well, I think what we have to figure out first is, are we putting out a call out for businesses to join? And if so, are we gonna cap it at a certain number? What's reasonable for, like, what happens if this year we have 35 businesses that want to participate?
I think that's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right, but how, like,
They're not gonna get to everybody.
right, you wouldn't get to everyone, so then does the ballot method become invalid? Do we just ask people?
You were
to-
talking about maybe not doing the ballot the same way.
Well, I think if we had a huge number want to join us, and I have a sense that we're going to get quite a few more people from
yeah,
last
'cause we're
year.
putting it out
Last
a lot
year?
sooner.
Is it 9?
I think so.
But that was after, like, we had like a week notice. And 90
Oh, I know,
joined.
like,
Yes.
Well,
that's
now we
why-
have 4 weeks notice.
Yeah.
So
Right.
maybe like 18 people join.
yeah.
But I think having all of the soups on a ballot and having people vote for them won't work as well if we have, 10 plus soups. Because then like you might try 5 and you might try a different 5, and then if you're voting, but then you might try the same 5 and then certain soups
Yeah.
might get too many votes and certain soups wouldn't get enough votes. So then it wouldn't be fair to crown a winning soup.
What
That
did the
way,
crown get? Anything?
the
Bragging
honor,
rights.
The bragging rights,
Yeah.
okay.
the honor.
I think we need a soup trophy. I'm just saying.
It's a new line item there.
So we could just ask people to just plain and simple vote for their favorite soup. Wherever they are.
Yeah,
And collect all those.
Yeah. so there's
Little
still,
slips of
win-
paper.
someone still wins.
Yeah, but if your favorite soup was the first place you went, then you're gonna go all the way back to that first place.
No, I think
No,
you
no,
can
you
leave
just
it
put the
anywhere.
ballot anywhere and then we collect them all.
Any of the
boys.
participating.
Gotcha.
Soup crawl competitors
So we have a
could
ballot
have
per
like a
se,
little
just.
basket.
Mhm.
And then their ballot could go into the basket and then we could go around and collect.
But I also think that the card, I don't want the ranking of the card, like it's
Yes.
extensive, but I think the card is good so that people can see all the places they wanna go and pick and
Agreed,
choose their
yeah.
soup.
And maybe
And
the
then you
card
do, like,
has the
first-
soup name on it.
Yeah, the soup name on it and the runner-up, or even the location name on it, or whatever, just to trigger something.
I think if we could have like the soup, like location and soup being offered.
Yes.
Yeah, and then people just check off.
And if someone
For their
doesn't
top
answer, then
three.
it's TBA, so that we can still send them to print.
Well, if we could get people to like commit to a soup flavor by the end of January.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this doesn't happen until the end of
Yeah.
February.
You are thinking that that's an easy idea. I have been stressing about this for the last 6 weeks. I have tried several recipes, none of which I'm happy with. I'm
Okay.
obsessed with soup right now. Oh, the end of January.
Braden is
Okay.
cranky solid food at this point.
Well, the curried lentil is not a winner. like sweet.
Big last year, right?
It's hard. It was about,
No, I meant like, what were the sample
oh,
sizes?
this cup,
Oh,
but you
they
don't
don't
have
do
it
big,
in
huh?
a
Still have a cup. Yeah, but just don't fill them up all the way full.
Yeah, because people ran
Lesson
out.
learned, lesson learned. Half
We should
cup.
give a recommendation on how much soup to make because everyone ran out really quick.
I mean,
Because
that's
it was so
really
popular.
hard. You could say, like,
We said 8 liters.
we did, so I
I
would
think we
say
did
10 or 12 liters.
Okay.
But then if you've got like double the participants, you're probably not.
Gonna go to everyone, and if it's snowy and blowy, you're not gonna get everyone. So I think let's just stick with the standard. Hey, if you run out, if you run out, give less.
How about 10?
Say 10 liters.
And
Just do 2 crock pots, whatever that is.
Two
Or 2 crock pots?
equal 2 times crock pot. I think
I
so.
love little crock pots.
One crock pot.
And Jen, we'll meet again on the 9th as well, so we can
Yeah.
at least see what the ballot system will look like.
Maybe we can get in, by the time we have our next meeting, we'll see how many people have signed up. I think it would be really great if we could have people sign up by the end of January. Last year we had a
Yeah.
few last minute, which was great, but I think if we could get people.
Yeah, at the very least, you have to commit to, you're gonna do it by the end of
And
January.
then we can send the recommendation that, for the purchasing of said ballots and the finalization at the next meeting.
Yes.
Now, last time we were judged on best like, or did they put a point system and tally it up?
This time, we're just gonna have one little paper ballot that
Yeah.
you're just gonna write the name of your favorite soup.
That's it?
Oh, you're not gonna have the card?
Where people can check off.
We're just having a card to check off, not all the, like, it's your vision, I'm
Oh,
just asking.
check off.
They're all gonna
Okay.
be
And then dump it
nicely written
wherever.
on a card, and then you just.
You're gonna circle your-
Yeah,
Piece of
it's not
paper.
like 5 for
Yeah.
taste,
Okay.
5 for feeling,
Okay,
5 for
yes, yes,
emotion,
Like a
whatever.
piece of
it is.
paper.
Yeah, or no.
10 points for lack of beans.
Yeah, aftertaste. Yeah, I know, okay.
Well, the reason I asked is because like some places did their decor, I believe, like maybe you could say my favorite looking soup or my favorite tasting soup. Like you can have 3 different categories.
No, we're just circling.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, That's not what they get.
You know what you could do? Put that on social media as a poll after the Super
Yes,
Bowl and then
right.
award accordingly.
Yes.
There you go. And then that jams
We are
up
applying the
the
KISS
socials.
rule to everything in 2026.
Okay, the which rule?
The KISS rule,
Keep it
like the one that you
simple.
learned in elementary school,
Yeah.
we're applying that to everything
Oh, yes.
in 2026.
KISS
Mhm.
rule.
Keep it simple, so we're gonna just circle one option. Okay, what's that?
Super.
Fifty soup.
Okay, this leads me to another kind of related but unrelated topic. We need a postcard for this. I really think in 2026, all of our postcards that are created via the BIA should be created by one person ideally, and or all have a very branded look that
Alex
creates
was mentioning this
continuity
as well.
amongst all the postcards that go out. Everything from soup
I
night
agree.
to Merchants Open House
Yeah.
to our downtown map to accept. I mean, we invested so much money in branding.
Yeah.
And when I look back to last year's postcards, I'm like, the late night shopping on Thursday to the Merchants
Yeah.
Open House to the soup night to all things, every single thing looked different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, I don't wanna say Sarah's gonna create it, cause she might not have the time for that.
I have the time.
I think if we had
Don't
a BIA, like the print account and everything that we printed, assuming everybody's using this print or wherever they're using it from, went through there, then it would also set us up that next year, if there's a different BIA here and they wanted to use the same look with the branding that we paid for, everything would be in one central place.
Great idea. Did Aaron make the Merchants Open House postcards? Cause they're pretty incredible, to be honest. They look really good.
There were problems with them. They weren't legible.
Okay.
I think
I had not
whoever
heard
makes
that.
them, it has to be accessible, and accessibility has to be, it should be the top priority over even design. You
Alright,
have to be able to read them.
okay.
That was the feedback I got from quite a few downtown merchants. As well
Whether it
as
was too small or
customers.
the font was wrong, like I've not heard any of
And
it, so.
the font and the color on the color, it's just not, I mean, I work with this all day long, it's just, it wasn't an accessible. It wasn't accessible, it was hard to read.
Duly noted. Yeah, I hadn't heard it, so good to
And-
know.
I mean, cards can look great, but if you can't read them.
Okay, so, I will take away that I'm gonna create a Vistaprint account for the BAA.
Great.
And I will
Thank you.
share it with the login with the board and Sarah.
And can you upload into your account all of the local variations and blah, blah, blah as well?
I think
So,
so.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's just all there, okay.
That leads to I created that design for the back of the card because we were gonna use it to promote the soup crawl and all the winter things, but then it wasn't put on the agenda.
Are you talking about the map postcard?
Yeah,
So the map postcard Calder's making the adjustment to it,
yeah,
and then we have to get them printed, so we probably won't have those ready till February.
right. Are we going to do them and include the soup crawl? Are we going to wait and make them more vague?
I mean, I think that's up to the board to decide. Yeah. If we have
I think what
our
the
map
original idea
postcard
was-
ready to go, say in February, what do we wanna include on the backside? Do we wanna include the soup crawl on it? Or is there no point given that the soup crawl's happening in February?
Yeah, I thought we were doing this for Merchants Open House, but that clearly went by.
No, it's always gonna be for January, but then Kelly caught an error on it.
Right.
So Calder has to fix.
All right.
No, it was a good catch.
She's
so
fixed
Calder-
it, has she not?
I don't know. I don't think I've received it, so
Oh,
maybe.
so. Yeah.
But then if Megan creates a Vistaprint
domestic-
account, then we can just upload them there.
So the
And if
last,
there's a better option than Vistaprint, please, somebody tell me.
Who knows? I've not heard of one.
oh yeah, she didn't get back to us until January 1st. And then, yeah, so
But we can sort that out after.
I think I think that, I can't remember.
So the only thing we're discussing right now,
It's
just so that I know, is whether or not soup crawl, the date was written on the postcards.
Correct.
So we can take that offline and
That's
just
right.
talk about the date
I think
on the
so, too.
postcards with the people
Well,
that postcard.
Because my main question right now is, how do we want to try to encourage people to join us? Is it just a newsletter that gets sent to businesses? Do we wanna create like a little form that they can fill out, like their business, their address, the soup they wanna make? I don't know.
I think the same way we did last year.
I don't remember what we
You
did.
just put out it went out in the newsletter.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really, but I could put it out as a form, but I don't,
Cause if we wanna include that information on the postcard, we need the information.
So put it in the newsletter and put it on our downtown St. Mary's. And then St. Mary's like,
but then we also have to promote the actual soup crawl, which we're just gonna use social media to do that rather than other methods.
what other methods could we use?
The
Postcard.
The postcard, yeah, we're gonna, oh.
If the map, you can't have the soup crawl on it, because by the time it gets here and they get handed out, it's over.
That's what I feel.
And then depending on how many we order at once, are they gonna be handed out in time, like if we get stuck.
So that's all I'm saying is that in specifics to that, sorry, I'm not trying to cut anyone off, but like in specifics to that specific date, that's something that you guys can decide whether or not it's on there or not. What other ways are we gonna promote the soup crawl, I think is what we're asking, right? Is that like,
Well, I
pretend the
mean,
postcard doesn't exist, what are we
Yeah.
gonna do? If it does exist, it's a bonus.
We're talking about two things here, the
Okay.
postcard and the map cards.
No, it's the
No,
same
it's
thing.
the same thing.
so I think the map card doesn't need to include the soup night because the map card's gonna come out in February and soup night's in February.
There is, okay, Lisa, this is where you're, I think this
So
is.
there's the ballot, and then
The
there's.
ballot, yeah, the ballot's already done, it's good. And I mean, in advertising, perhaps we have the ballot out as soon as possible and just have the ballots at different store, like the stores that are participating.
Yes, because if we can get people to, I don't know, I feel like if we just put out, please reply to this email, let us know what soup you're gonna do, I feel like it might be like, we'll let you know in a couple days, or I'll let you know next week or
Yeah.
something. I
Okay.
mean, if we give them a
Yeah.
form, then they can put their business name, their business address, because we're gonna have to include this on
You're
the
talking about
card.
an online form, not a delivered.
No, we're just talking about like a Google form that business
Okay,
owners can fill out,
Yeah.
and then we
You
could
said
collect the information and
Yeah.
then make a card up from that information.
And then
With a
drop
deadline
the
on
With a
postcard
deadline.
Yeah.
to, in order to advertise to the people who will actually be crawling.
Correct.
Whatever businesses want the postcards can have them, but
Correct.
whatever businesses are participating will be prioritized to have postcards at their location as part of the physical marketing campaign.
And that, so we would then need to have enough printed to be part of the marketing campaign as well as
Yes,
the night of
Yeah.
to be the ballot.
yes. Which
Oh,
we
we're
can
gonna use
decide,
it as a
which we can
ballot?
then decide based on participation, which the numbers will have by the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're using the ballot as a marketing tool. Is that what
Yes.
I'm getting here?
This is what I'm hearing.
Or
No, no, it's fine. I mean, I think having something in the businesses is a great idea.
Mhm.
I think it's a great idea. Whether it's the exact same thing or something different. It doesn't matter to me. It's
But
up
it
to you
also
guys.
sounds like people need something physical to fill out, whether it's a Google form or an actual.
No,
No,
two
the
different forms.
Google form is for the participants to tell us
Businesses.
Yes,
what soup they're
yes, I
making.
know that.
Because remember last year, I think there was a situation where a business hosted somebody else making a soup.
Well,
Yes.
the business didn't wanna make a soup, but somebody from town wanted to do soup.
Right.
So they went and did
Oh,
their
yes.
soup in the business that
That's
wasn't doing
right.
soup. You just use
So-
location.
I think there you could put like who's making the soup, the address of the store, but then. Is anyone in the public allowed?
Yeah.
Because like what happens if 200 people?
Just don't advertise it, you're not, we've never advertised that as an option, it just, someone
It
was
just
creative
happened.
and did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how
Going
that came
against
to
your old
be.
rules,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
you're going down the rabbit hole.
No, I was like, I don't know how that came to be, but
It just seemed to happen.
It
Yeah,
did,
it
it
did.
worked, they won.
Yeah,
It
great.
was
That's right, they did too.
it was great.
And it had beans in it.
Let's just start by asking businesses
Yep.
to fill out a
Let's see how many
Google
we get.
form and see how many we get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just do
And
that.
then plan to have
Why
the
not?
agenda on the spend of the postcards and the finalization and the ordering of more cups, based on how many participants we have.
Yeah.
Cause it's very easy to figure out 10 liters of soup per business. If you have 10 businesses times whatever, then I know exactly.
But Sarah, our meeting is on the 9th, so when do you think you're gonna send this out to the membership?
Oh, like by the end of the week,
Okay, so ask for January 30th
January 30th.
is the last deadline to sign up,
Yep, sounds good.
to participate.
Okay.
And if you don't sign up by January 30th, unfortunately, you can't do it this year.
Yeah,
If you make a small, like 8x10 type poster, like just a something design, we can hang it up in town hall. Might be where
Yeah.
lots of people.
looking for
there.
soup people or to
No,
promote the
to
soup
promote the
crawl?
soup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was thinking, that's what
Yeah.
else I was gonna
Like
ask,
we
I
have a
mean,
few spots we could put.
so I
something
was
like that.
thinking that if I created a poster, maybe I, even just if only the board posts in
So-
there,
so the-
place of business, that's at least.
In my mind, the
spots.
poster will be the card.
No.
So you're just,
No.
no, hold on, no, let me finish.
Oh, you mean,
The graphic on the front of the card will
Right.
be the poster, and the back will have the list of the soups, so you're not doubling the work. So yes, we'll then just order 8x10 posters. I know there's two different things, but like the picture on the front will be the 8x, like just the soup
well,
crawl.
that would be how we would do it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, because we want everything to be cohesive and.
No, but I'm just saying that then you're doing one design, and that can be done ahead of time, and then it's just a matter of you inputting on the 9th or the 30th, all the things that, like,
Yeah.
you can finish that ahead of time and then just put the list on the back.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to come up with a way to like, because Stratford doesn't always respond to digital marketing, but or not Stratford, sorry, I live there, St. Mary's. But I think people may respond, there may be a demographic that prefers posters, I think
Yeah.
posters are useful.
So then we can print posters on February 9th when we get the approval, we'll put the posters and the card.
And participating, like businesses that are participating in the soup crawl, they should each have a poster that they can hang up in their business. Like I would want a poster to put in my community. board.
Sure. Love a poster.
So
Absolutely,
We can also just generate a PDF and they can print their own poster.
that's what I was thinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
Here's the PDF if you'd like to print it.
I'll put it in the train station as well.
yes, there you go.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Next we have, are you good, Jane? Is there anything else that we missed?
Can I just,
All good.
and one more thing about it, I think making postcards now to hand out in businesses doesn't make sense. I think we
No.
just hand them out the day of the night of the thing.
Okay.
People take them, fill out their favorite one, they pick up a ballot at their very first soup stop. And the places will be listed online, like I'll mark it, I'll create a Facebook event, yada, yada. And
So when someone's going to the first
they'll know
stop.
at least one soup that's on the list because they'll have seen it.
on the poster.
I can put it on the poster, I can put it in the Facebook group, I can advertise it everywhere, so people will know which businesses are participating, but they'll pick up their piece of paper to circle their favorite soup.
I think last year, if I recall correctly, most people who participated in the soup crawl found out from one of the participating businesses, like
Yeah.
they just frequent that business a
Yeah.
lot and found out about it that way.
Okay.
And then that's where they started, and then they got a card,
Okay,
which
yeah.
then sort of was like, oh, and I would say like, you can go next door to the flour mill, you can go down the street to Angela Dawn or to Lisa. If you go up Queen Street, we have these people participating.
Okay.
But I think everybody who initially comes to participate in the crawl has probably found out via one of the participating businesses, and that's probably where they will start. And then, do you feel like that's how people found
Sure,
you to begin with?
I couldn't say that, I know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I just
okay,
got so
that's fine.
busy
That
right
works.
away
If
that
you
I worked
want-
too.
Yeah, that's fine. I just,
Yeah.
if we're doing a poster, then we're doing a poster instead of, we just needed
Yeah.
something that was.
Yes, I agree,
Yeah.
I agree,
Yeah.
very much so. And then if you create some sort of graphic, maybe everyone participating could also share.
Yeah.
Like on their social media channels or in their own store newsletter or whatever.
Yeah, like create, some templates that we
Yes.
can just use to send, yeah.
As some assets. All right, item 9.3, the BIA overview and best practices presentation.
So, a couple years ago, we did, a seminar with OBIA, with Kay Matthews at the time, who was the executive director. It was virtual because I think it was around pandemic time. Where we did a bit of an education session on what a BIA is, how they function, what the purpose is, how they can benefit your community, et cetera. Obia's got a new executive director now. Her name is Rachel. She's wonderful. And I'm thinking that it might be a good time, with it being an election year, for our membership. Plus, we have a lot of new businesses within our downtown over the last 4 years, that it would probably be beneficial to run another one. This one, I personally recommend we do it in person. Obviously, they have a virtual option if that is something this board wants to do. But I did sit in at one of their Tuesday calls a while back, right before the holidays, where they were discussing these types of things and some education for their memberships. And that's why I reached out to Rachel to get some costs for her as to what this would look like. So I've included that in your package this evening with kind of what the presentation is, the things they will cover, and then also some costs depending on the direction we go. As a member, which you are, it would be $750 for the seminar if it's in person. We're happy to host a location such as maybe the Town Hall Auditorium, for example, which is downtown, depending on the interest. And with mileage and some other costs potentially with Obeah, I'm guessing it's going to be about a $900 cost at the end. So my question is this something that the BIA would consider co-doing with me? I'm happy to chip in some budget to help with the session. And offer a place to host if that's what we end up wanting to go with. And I also wanted to know if there is interest in doing this. I will say I did receive emails from some of the board members saying there was interest. But I wanted to know from this group if this is something we want to engage in. There will be obviously an election happening in the fall, which in turn will be an election at this table. So it might be a good opportunity to do some education and some engagement with the membership. So that's what this is. In addition to in this line item, we've had some discussions internally about getting ready for next term with the development of an MOU between the town of St. Mary's and the BIA. So this is something that many communities have. It's called a memorandum of understanding, and it kind of outlines the partnership, the relationship, and it's a shared agreement between the two organizations on what this encompasses. So this is something I'd like to explore with the town as well as with some of the BIA. So I just got some examples of what's been done other places for MOUs. This is very just, I'm communicating now that this is something we want to explore. So there's nothing else that needs to be further happening with it right now, but I just to bring it to the attention of everybody that this is something maybe we could explore over the next year to have this in place for the next next board.
Yeah.
So that's what is under this line item. So two things there, nothing you need to do currently with the MOU, other than if you want to review some of those to kind of see what others have done, that might be helpful. But I am wondering about this Obeah session here in St. Mary's for your group, so.
What was the participation the last time you had it?
It was
How many
virtual,
people?
so it's hard to say. I
Okay.
mean, it's still on the YouTube, so whether or not people have watched it since then. But it was a virtual session, so I can't say for certain that it was well.
Yeah, I think it was 2.5 to 3 hours too.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interactive as well, like there's a little bit of that, but I mean, I've sat in a few of those Tuesdays calls. I find like Rachel's very engaging. There's lots of,
Rachel's great.
yes.
Like
I
Rachel,
would
I was
say-
thrilled when I found out she was the one.
The question is, she's probably fabulous. What I'm thinking is, we have a hard enough time getting people to the AGM when there's free booze and food.
Yeah,
And to get business owners to be there for 2.5 to 3 hours. It's a commitment of time.
Is it something, can I just say, like, what a better time than maybe is to broach it to the membership and get feedback at the AGM and then go from there? Because then the most engaged humans will be there.
Yes.
Good point.
What
Yeah,
do you got for me?
well, I was looking up, she gave me a list of dates, cause I was thinking like February, but
Oh,
that was one question I was going to ask this group, was if we were looking at a day or a time frame. What would that day or time frame be, that we could firm something up? But I will say, if we wanna go back to Rachel with, you know, we think 3 hours is too much, maybe we can do a scaled back version of what this presentation looks like. I think that would be feasible. I don't know exactly what the shape of the presentation looks like, whether or not it's just her talking for 3 hours. I kind of highly doubt that. But certainly something we can talk through. The one with Kay Matthews was definitely only an hour, but it was just her talking the whole time. So, because it was the virtual presentation.
And I think.
And it was a lot of information to take in one, you know, Zoom thing.
And if you have a break in between for like a half an hour or whatever, and have some refreshments or food,
I just thought, like,
people will come.
yeah, like, I think it's a great idea. I just think, like I said, get gauging engagement with,
Yeah.
at the BIA meeting, and then further to that, in terms of dates and times, Kelly, like, maybe the thought would be it's included on a Monday night, like we included as, like, instead of a regularly scheduled program, we commit to a shortened agenda on a Monday night and have her in for the 2 hours.
Yeah.
As a speaker, right? Because those who are already
Goes out on
committed,
YouTube as well.
yeah, those who are already committed are committed to it, and then it's like, that's just,
Yeah.
then we're not adding anything extra to our plate, and you're not asking someone to show up twice or whatever.
Mhm.
If they're already coming, they're coming. That's just my thought.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, that's,
I like gauging how many people would be interested
okay.
primarily.
So do you wanna table this for now and let me know? Is that what you wanna do?
Did we put it out in the next newsletter or?
The soup one or the next one? Got a lot of newsletters going out.
Like, it would be good to get some feedback sooner rather than later.
That's what I'm thinking.
Megan, do you mind if I share some election-related input for this topic? Listening to this group and your brainstorming sessions always invigorate me to come up with some great ideas I can use for our own side on municipalities. And what I've just realized is we are doing sessions with my colleagues throughout Perth County to support future municipal councillors and mayors. We are doing candidate information sessions in February or March or April before the election begins to open up and we start to see applicants come forward. How this could possibly tie into the BIA, rather than St. Mary's holding the cost, which could be a couple $1,000s for just candidates in St. Mary's, we're going in person or virtual across the county with 2 different dates. So some of the concerns that I heard from members on this call is for any business owner to go to a 3-hour session, it might be difficult. So my first thought is, would OBIA offer, 2 or 3 sessions broken down about these topics to try to pull out future members that would come forward for the next BIA election? The second thing that I've pulled out, can we partner with our municipalities throughout Perth County and really promote it through all of those BIAs? And then that way, like-minded individuals can begin to network with, I know Sarah has the connection with Stratford, but what about St. Mary's individuals going to the same candidate or BIA board member information session with people in Stratford or North Perth? That way you build your connection as well. Just some feedback rather than making that cost specific only to St. Mary's where you are having to bore that larger cost, but also that 2.5, 3-hour commitment all on one night. Can it be a two date session? So I just leave that with you as feedback.
Increase the cost. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're gonna be
I'm
in
thinking.
Toronto. So I agree with, I was gonna reach out to Jamie from Stratford, see if there was
I
something
like
that they
that.
were interested in. I could see them wanting to potentially, do this.
So what I'm also hearing, I'm just thinking is that if Stratford's doing this in their BIA, we're doing it, we're just gonna let Stratford advertise our night and we're gonna advertise their night, right? So that you have, is that kind of the
No,
idea?
no, like,
promoting
you would
general
host and, but like, you would split the cost of bringing them in
It's an
together.
extra $250 to bring in another BIA, so
Yeah,
the more, so it would be less money.
would be one event. that
Yeah,
They would choose.
okay. Then I would definitely kind of February or March.
Yeah, I
Just
was.
'cause, I mean,
counting on
no, I just meant like
February anyway.
weather-wise, cause that's,
Yeah.
that would be like.
I felt like February was too rushed anyway at this point. I was thinking early March, to be honest, but if there's interest there, I can further explore it and nail something down and look at some partnerships. Really?
I think there's some value there for sure. I think the key thing you said to me, Kelly, is with the new businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So I know even in going around handing out the flyers for the newsletter, there's definitely a lot of newer businesses that don't have a full understanding of what a BIA even is or what it provides. And that's where I think the challenge there is in getting feedback for attendance on such a thing. I'm not sure that some of the new businesses will have any idea what this even is. So I think there needs to be kind of that extra step in explaining, this is what this is, and this is what we're paying into. So I think that, yeah, you should probably find a way to get those folks out. And I know our AGM, we usually do pretty well in getting a couple of the newer businesses in. So maybe that is a point where we can establish kind of a touch point and show them some of that value, so.
Well, presumably, one of us is seeing every new business that opens to sort of introduce.
Every business I meet, I go into depth on what the BIA is and I explain who everybody is and I give them as much information as possible and I try to explain what a BIA is and they seem to have a pretty good understanding, and especially when they came to the AGM last year, but I don't know, I'm not sure who you were speaking to that didn't know, or maybe I haven't met them, but I know there's always some confusion about the BIA versus town.
Yeah.
Until I go and talk to them, and Kelly, there's always, they think that I'm coming from the town, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm here from the BIA, and then I have to, then I explain what it is, but it would be good to maybe put together a tiny information package specifically about the BIA. I know you guys have a welcoming package from the town, and it includes the BIA, but it might need to be more specific.
Like
But-
you guys create something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's sort of
Yeah.
the
I
different
thought we talked
topic.
about that before.
We have, but I felt like it was a bit redundant, only because the town has put together quite a nice welcome package that does explain, it briefly explains what the BIA is. It's still helpful for me to go and meet them and talk to them, but
So you do wanna do a package or?
it
no?
wouldn't be a package, it would probably be like a handout.
Yeah.
A handout would be in a package unless, because it would be silly for us to be creating two packages that were the same.
So I like the idea of the handout in the package, but I think it pairs well with the idea of what Kelly's bringing
Yeah,
forward,
I
so
do
let's cross that
Yeah,
bridge when
sorry,
we.
I was.
No, when we land on this one, I
Yeah.
think that can be an and with
Yeah.
that would be very helpful, so that even if people don't go to the meeting, here's something to tell you a little bit about it, and they have something to take away. They want the Coles Notes version of
Sure.
an hour and 2 hours or 3 hours. or whatever. Okay. So I think
So you guys are gonna get feedback on this, or where did we land on it? How do I proceed? I'm
I
gonna
thought we
look.
were doing.
Well, I'm not sure, so when I send out the newsletter about the soup crawl,
Okay.
I'll mention it, and then I'm sending one out the following week specifically about some new businesses and.
Can you send it out the following week specifically with the new businesses?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, don't put it in the soup column newsletter, put it
I
in
know,
the.
that's what
Yeah,
I'd be ideal, but I
yeah.
know, it seemed like you guys were in a bit of a rush for this, but yeah, that I would rather.
Well, I was thinking wait till April, so that's even sooner, so I think that's a good middle ground.
So I'll send something out about this and.
In the mini
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
I mean, I did I'm not sure, not everyone engages with the email, so I, hopefully,
Well, it's the only option right now.
right now, yeah.
All right, strategic plan overview, sorry, it is the recommendation that the information regarding the OPIA best practices presentation be received. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and a seconder. Thank you, Dan or Lisa, all in favor? Any opposed? So moved. 9.4, strategic plan overview for beautification.
So I went through the strategic plan, because this is our last year. What do we want to prioritize for beautification this year? Like, some of the things on the list are like I've listed here. My computer just literally died 30 seconds ago, so I can't read it. But it was like, do we want to do seating? Do we want to get new Christmas lights? I sent a link to Classic Display to everybody's email tonight, just so you can have a look at it. But I'd like to have some sort of feedback on what we want to prioritize for this year, so when I go back to the next beautification working group meeting, we know what our topics are gonna be to work on this year.
Well, I think we've already prioritized the Edison lights because they went up today.
I know.
Amazing. And public art, we've already prioritized that with the wrapping of the 4 new boxes.
So what about seating? Do we want to do more seating? And if so, where do we want to put it and what type of seating?
We're also doing the new banners.
And the new banners, yes, and the banners, yeah.
And just for your information, the self-watering pots were ordered.
Yay, yay.
This week is the week of weeks.
Things are happening. 2026, this is the one. Okay, nobody's excited about seating.
There's some, I think seating is great and essential. My only sort of but maybe it's not even a but, is I envision that when people sit, especially in the dead of summer, there's somehow shade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's seating.
That's my only.
I don't disagree. I'm just checking things off the
I think
list.
seating is great. People can get a coffee, sit on a bench, chat with their friend. They can say, hey, do you want to meet at 10? Sure, let's meet at that cute little bench.
There's some cool seating too, you can do, that's like a little table with like 2 seats.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Not just a bench.
So,
I
I don't think we need more benches. I think we need like.
yes, I was
little
just saying, like,
tables.
let's just.
If
meet at
you
the
went
bench,
to-
but I think.
Go to town and
seating-
country cheese shop. You can't sit
Yes.
down there, but you can go.
Yes, I think seating is great.
Okay. And the style of like tables and chairs sort of idea.
Oh, yeah.
With a roof, with some shade, with a little.
Tell you what, we're just gonna advise people wear a hat. It's fair. How do we manage umbrellas and
Yes,
roofs?
I don't disagree.
Well, our trees, maybe,
Yeah, will there be shade under them already? I don't know.
that's a lot of pressure to add on
this
a
is a
tree.
future investment.
Yes, that was my only thing about trees or about seating is I was like, well, people use it like when it's really hot, but I think seating is great.
Yeah, okay, so we'll start looking at that. All right.
Yeah.
The Edison lights, they just went up today. I saw them on my way in. They look cute.
I already have a text from someone saying, wow, the downtown lights are great.
We'll drive on our way home.
Yeah,
because-
We won't take the back
I
road.
saw them.
No, we won't, but we'll drive down and then we'll loop back up and go out.
So I guess part of that, everything you've written here, you've already accomplished other than the
We've
seating.
done a lot. in
So
this
I
past
think,
year.
I think that the seating is the only thing left that,
Okay.
the box that hasn't been ticked,
So
so.
we'll look at options, present them in the next meeting or two.
Sorry, what's your other thing? Selfie station request quotes from designers for ideas
Yeah.
and installations?
Yes.
Tell me what that is.
Like getting some new ideas and someone to do it.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I'm running,
Sort of like
I'm running out of
permanent
time to do the things. So if we could sort of offload some of that. Fresh ideas and somebody to install their idea.
What if we did a contest
Mhm.
and then installed the contest for Heritage? Or whatever, for June 1st, whatever time, do it like high school content or whatever, I don't care, anyone in St. Mary's can submit their
Like
idea for
design
self.
our new selfie
Yeah,
station?
yes,
That's cool.
and then engagement and whatever, and then we can print it on our Vista print account and Bob's your uncle.
And that's done for Heritage in July.
Well, I don't care when it's.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense.
Like for the summer,
Now, what are you imagining, another vinyl banner type thing, or?
Someone like paint
I
on
was just gonna
those.
say, can it be more permanent?
On the doors, we can,
That's what I mean.
above, potentially,
Okay.
potentially.
Can I say one thing about that?
Yeah.
So remember when we were trying to do with the Over the Falls, and
Yeah.
so I think it'd be really, really hard to get something, because I know Jed had said that we could use some kind of adhesive to the sidewalk, but then somebody else said that no, you couldn't do that. So I think that maybe either we need to talk to Jed to see exactly what can be done, or whoever we talk to see what can be done, if there's like a structure in front, or if it has to be just a graphic. Because you could do
I
something
think
cool
as
with
long
just
as you, like, if it doesn't stick out too far onto the sidewalk, and if it can be secured or mounted to the wooden doors, it does not have to go into the sidewalk. I think that's a non-starter to glue something to the sidewalk.
Like it has to be a two-dimensional installation, like you have to either paint it on or vinyl. Like,
Yeah, it could be anything,
Yeah,
but yeah, with the,
but yeah,
it can't be
call it on that challenge.
on the street, like not fastened to the concrete. And it can't be out, well, I'll find out from Jed how far out we can come. Is it like 24 inches? Is it 18? I don't know. How deep is the bench? That's really,
Well, yeah, I need
Allowable.
the benches.
yeah.
And
And then
this
see
is
what
meant to
comes
be
back.
more like a year round, not, maybe
No,
not year
like,
round, but.
Yeah, but you still have to,
We're not changing it seasonally.
well, I think we have to,
Oh, do we?
yeah, like,
We can't have
Like a
something like
different-
sort of one iconic thing that could stay.
I guess we could if it was fabulous.
That's what I think we should aim
We can
for.
decide, but we can decide, yes. But we can then look at our, like the applicants
yes.
and then decide.
Yeah.
If it's fabulous.
Yeah.
This gets 6 weeks.
So if you say, like, it's this installation, if you put the expectation that the installation is like going to be showcased at this date and then just kind of let it go on, then so be it.
So we would, if we're putting up the parameters of a contest, we would probably have to say it has to be within a certain, budget, or we wouldn't? We'd like, think big, let's see how big your ideas can be, like, what would you?
Well,
want
the idea
parameters?
comes in with it, it's costed out.
Has there been any discussion about her, or about that space being rented at some point? Like, you're doing this planning for this, but is there potential that?
Where the selfie station is?
Yeah. Like, that's a vacant space, so is there potential that we could get a store in there?
Well,
We don't know.
I'm not speaking for anybody, but I think that's highly unlikely,
Okay.
but I don't
It's not
ask
for
them
rent
every day.
right?
Oh, yeah, like, well, I don't see why it wouldn't be. It's a vacant space downtown.
Oh, I thought it was still filled with,
Well, it's not empty.
I didn't
It doesn't
know
have a
was
business
for
in it,
rent.
but it's not empty, put it that way.
Okay, so it is for rent, oh, yeah.
About as much as the Buckridge was for rent, I guess. Again, but I'm not gonna speak for them, like,
Okay.
that's none of my
I'm
business.
just saying it, because if you put a lot of time and effort into it and then it turns around.
So maybe it's less permanent than.
That's
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, you secure it to the, you secure it to the doors,
Vinyl up,
Right,
like,
yeah.
not like,
you secure it to the doors where and it come down seasonally, if it's great for summer only, if it's secured to the wooden frame, that gets pulled out and gets reinstalled next summer.
And you also
So
have
they
to
come off
realize,
and go back on.
that the selfie station is only used by tourists. Local people aren't.
I use it all the time.
I was gonna say, this budget will
I was
do
gonna
it.
say, when we're talking about seating, I see people all the time using
Sitting
that
there, yeah,
bench.
yeah, that's
All
right.
the time, and I always like stop and say, can I take your photo? You
Yeah.
look so cute, and they
Yeah.
usually,
No,
Say
that-
no.
but I mean, as far as the selfie station
Let's work
goes,
on that.
people, tourists are coming,
Let's table that.
taking selfies.
That's what we want though, too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not whether we're gonna get sick of it in 6 months or
Well-
whatever, right? It's whether
That's why
tourists
I
will
think it's
use it.
nice in a way, I mean, I totally hear what Kelly's saying about if the place gets rented, but I think it's nice if it stays the same, so it becomes recognizable
I like that
as
idea.
St. Mary's, like, oh my gosh, look at, it's that thing, that
Yeah.
person was at St. Mary's this
I
weekend.
think it's been empty for 7 years now.
So I think that the only reason I suggested the contest was to alleviate trying to find someone and
Yes.
whatever and put it
I
on
think
someone else.
it's fun.
And
It's
it's fine.
Love it.
And we already have Fall in Love with St. Mary's, which is coming up later,
Well,
so.
apparently, there was a new banner coming, I was told somebody's gonna redesign a new banner for February.
Oh.
No,
well, I don't know, I put it on the agenda because it wasn't on there, and I'm like, no one's brought this up, so I'm gonna bring it up. That's why it's under my name,
Okay.
but you guys can talk about it.
Perfect, so seating is we're gonna take
Yeah,
away,
we'll do
and
that.
selfie station, we're gonna table for contest ideas.
We're gonna table.
Everybody's gonna have a look at the Edison lights in the next little while, because the idea could be that we could expand that on
Is
some
it
of the
on
side
Water Street
streets.
too? I kind of forget. Or just Queen?
Just Queen for now. We were
We're
just
gonna go
doing
look
a
as soon as we
test
can.
run,
Yeah,
and then we could
it's gonna be a
expand.
parade.
Hmm?
We're gonna do a parade. when we leave.
Oh my God,
If we do a contest, do you wanna do it in April? Or May? Or March?
April.
April.
What's going on in March?
No, nothing. April's our AGM.
March.
Nothing's going on in
March?
March.
March break.
March.
Yeah.
Okay, March.
Because then people can think about it and then
Yeah.
we can get something
Going
installed
in the
for.
spring,
Yeah, yeah.
Because the AGM, because I'm promoting the AGM too, so I just want, but the AGM is being promoted to not
Yeah.
public, so it's not a big deal. Okay.
Okay. Anything else you want beautification to have a look at besides, oh yeah, if we expand the Edison lights and we're looking at seating specifically. Anything else?
Not at this time.
Okay, done. Thank you.
That's enough for you guys to battle.
Hmm?
That's enough for you guys to battle on. 9.5, Christmas and Merchants House, open house. Do you think postmortem 2025?
Well, I've noticed that there's a survey that just went out, so the postmortem is probably a little bit premature. Okay, we'll find out.
Nobody responded.
That's fabulous.
So I would say that there's.
Did it just go yesterday?
Was
Yeah,
it
a couple
in the
days.
newsletter?
Friday.
Was it in the newsletter?
Yeah, it was in the
Yeah.
newsletter. It wasn't really a survey though.
No,
it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
exactly-
Yeah.
It was,
Oh.
we did last year, remember you and I talked about doing a big survey, because last year, the big question was, do you want it to be 2 days or 3? But we didn't have any questions for this time, so I just said, all feedback welcome.
Over the next
And
2 weeks,
nobody-
I will make phone calls
Okay.
and just ask people. Because I think we wanna know, do we still wanna do it on the parade night? I didn't hear any complaints, but again, I've not heard a bunch of complaints that come in, so.
I heard that once the parking closed, people didn't come into business. I heard that from a couple of different ones.
I feel like I'm the only person that.
Yeah, but they came probably for the parade.
Yeah, they came to the parade, but
Used a lot.
I know.
for the businesses that I talked to, if they had to hire somebody, to lead it, it wasn't gonna be worth it.
Weather call it.
So for me,
It was totally worth it. I don't know if water was a little bit different. We were busy up until 7.
Awesome.
I
think it was too.
Well, water had a different experience.
Yeah, you had a good, experience. I know Angela had a good, I know you didn't have a lot of people come in. Were you open? You were open.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw.
I was the last car to go up Queen, that was allowed to go up Queen before the parade started.
I had more people come in than I
Just
thought.
looked nice.
Yeah, it
Like,
did.
I think
did.
visually it looked really
And again,
pretty.
like telling people, if you're not gonna be open, just leave your lights on, your interior lights on.
And a lot
so
of
it
people
looks-
did.
Yeah, like,
A lot of people
that was the
did
goal, like,
open,
if you're
but
not
they
gonna be
had-
here, at least leave
yeah,
the lights on,
it
so it looks lit up. And you give your customers an opportunity to have a look in there.
Yeah.
I don't know, I like the idea that it kicks off the season. And I think we have to remember that people that, there's gonna be, we're never gonna please 100% of them.
No.
I think we need to remember, Merchant Open House before COVID was one day, and it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
So we're doing way more than we ever did previously. And unless there's a really good reason to switch it over by numbers,
Well,
I was in
we-
Montreal on the Merchants Open House weekend, right down by the Bell Center, and I will tell you that they closed 4 major streets to the Bell Center on a night when the Jays were, or the Leafs were
I call
playing.
shenanigans, but the
Canadians, they shut the whole road from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. for their parade. So we couldn't even get back to our hotel, and it was packed during the parade, so it was lovely, but
I think
it just makes it
also-
more enjoyable when there
I
are
think
no
so.
cars.
Yes, I agree with that. And I also think being
Yeah.
open answers the call from the community
Yep.
about businesses never being open at nighttime.
Yeah,
At
let's
least,
talk about that
we're
Thursday
putting in an
shopping too,
effort.
yeah.
And then there's shopping, I don't know, does anyone have feedback from that? I haven't reached out
from
to
which,
the Thursday night shopping, late shopping. You guys were all open. Did you
Oh,
get
yeah.
any?
Well, actually, let's stick with my topic
Okay,
first,
sorry,
and
sorry, yes,
we'll
you're right.
digress later. So as far as what Brogan was saying about keeping the Grinch theme, I thought it was a great idea up until the vandalism on the banners that we heavily invested in. We took them down, I scrubbed one down and it came up great, but we'll just put them back up. I will not be deterred. The second one,
Until the fact.
after 3 hours, I got all the spray paint off, but it took the image as well. So there's a ghost image of the graffiti. So like, okay, so we've lost that investment, so we'd have to find something new to do this coming year. But do we want to do a new thing? Or we would keep the Grinch wandering around and doing stuff just because it's fun, but there is no specific theme.
That's a
Like
topic
how-
for the AGM.
You
That's a
think,
topic for
okay,
the
Yeah.
AGM.
You should get feedback.
Yeah, because then all the people are there and then they can decide yay or nay. Because to make that decision at this table, I think would be, it's going right back into you're never gonna please anyone, you're not, or everyone, you're not gonna please anyone if we make that
okay,
decision.
we put a pin in putting out some sort of a before the AGM,
Yes.
please come prepared to talk about
Yes.
this with your ideas and
Yes.
thoughts. Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah,
Is that me done?
some business owners
Yeah.
for the theme.
I would say personally, no theme. Like Christmas is the theme,
Can I still use my Bill banner?
of course.
And some people will still Grinch it out, but
100%. But then just let people do what they want.
Yeah, but beautification also does Christmas decor downtown, so it's nice to have some sort of direction as
It should
to.
just be,
You could ask
Greens
for
and
feedback
lights.
on the decor, like.
Yeah.
This board has sort of changed what's been done historically, right, from the garland, to then we did some green.
But the BIA didn't used to pay for that. The individual stores paid
No, I
for
know,
that.
I'm just saying, like, get some feedback on what cohesive sort of plan, like, I know Alan Lee had put out that image of like dressed up
Oh
downtown.
my
like,
God, yeah.
I know.
They had $1 million.
I know, but I know
Glorious.
people have ideas, right? So you could
Yeah.
just ask, you know,
Yeah.
as a cohesive, what do we want?
Is it a color? Is it a? Whatever.
Is it garland? Is it this? Is it a wreath?
Is it lights?
Or
And
just,
then-
or just, not even garland, just greenery,
yes,
right? Like,
greenery and lights.
and
Well, that's Jan's vote.
see what
and we're
they,
gonna ask other people
see
too.
what they say. I know we got some questions, like, and this is that disconnect between what the town does and what the BIA does. I know I got calls saying, we haven't had our wreath delivered, and I said, well, that's not a thing this year, and that's a BIA. And then there was the year before, we got calls, how come our store hasn't had garland? And even this year, we got a call about that, I don't see garland on town hall, why is there no garland on town hall? So we've never done it before, it's always been the BIA. So there's definitely some questions about it, so it might be good to just put it back to the membership to say,
I think so
what do you
too.
wanna see?
I think GM's a great
Yeah.
idea.
And then they'll join the Christmas committee.
I will tell you how efficiently it ran this year with just 2 people on it.
Was it good?
Oh my gosh.
The Christmas dictator.
It was like, you did it, done. Like, there was no meetings. It was just, there's your jobs, this is my jobs, we're finished. And beautification with a ton of people on it, like it's, the more people that are on it, the more opinions and you
Yeah.
get bogged down in a lot of things, but, yeah, I do think I would still like to do some more outreach, like personal outreach to the businesses to really talk to them. And if I can have help doing that, that'd be great. If not, I will try and get to it between now and April.
If I'm allotted out.
But I think it covers a lot of things. It covers new members. It covers, be prepared to talk about Christmas. You got some time to think about it. I start talking to people about very much to your point, about more collaborations. Like Jen Stacy brought up at the last AGM, she's having a wine and cheese night. She's got 40 ladies showing up and not all of them could fit in the store. If we had known about it, some of us could have been open. Like it would have been perfect for Shelley to be open that night. And probably Lyric. Getting more people engaged with each other to spitball ideas.
Having a
another
space
year's
or
gone by and it hasn't
something
happened.
organized to encourage people to come together is so awesome. Thank you. And our AGM currently is the only thing that we have. that's
NBIA
like
meetings
that.
every single month,
Oh, yeah, and those
right?
too,
Like, we do
but-
have meetings every single month that
But
people.
they're not like brainstorming necessarily, well, they could be, but they could be, for sure.
That just happened, like, so, I mean, yes, we have to think of more creative ways, but there are outlets for those that wish to.
No, I agree. It's-
I think we should double down on personal interaction and
Yeah.
getting people to come to the
I
AGM.
think once we tackle that, which is what I want to do for 3 years now, then it sort of runs on autopilot. And then you're just introducing the new businesses, not
Yeah.
trying to re-engage people. I thought you had mentioned that you should be tagging downtown to put in your post and then we'll do that for you. Like,
Yeah, like get a baseline of everybody knows everybody and what's going on and what the goals are.
I'm more than happy to set foot in some stores and get people to come to the AGM. I think that's actually, that should be the main goal right now.
Nobody RSVP'd until I personally emailed every single person who came and they were like, oh yeah, sure, I'll come.
Well,
And
exactly,
I
that's
said, they
exactly
need the
the point.
personal, they need the
Yeah.
personal.
No,
People are busy and they, well, I'll get to that later, and then it gets buried and then they don't get back to it, and then they hear it 2 days before, oh yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Like,
But if we're all joined into business,
for sure.
good. Well, and Dan.
I was just thinking,
You did
where are we gonna
excellent.
have it to draw people in with it?
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I did what?
We need the AGM on next month's agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I don't wanna belabor this, it's 10 to 8. It's almost my bedtime. I'm
AGM
old.
is on this agenda.
Drive by like
Yeah, it is.
5 in the morning to.
Perfect. So then your marketing report was lovely.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
nothing new to report. Not really. Oh, I do have, someone messaged me about being in the Exeter Examiner. I don't know, someone just messaged me and asked, she said, Exeter's getting excited to have our Exeter Examiner come back in 2026. Stuart has shared with me the one pager that you have in their newspaper with 6 other businesses and then BIA in the middle. I was wondering if you could share with me how the BIA makes this happen. Does it charge businesses to be in it? What do you charge? Does it pay for itself? Hoping you can share that with me. I
I have no idea.
don't know what he's talking about.
Forward it to me.
Thank you.
What is the one pager in the newspaper?
Yeah, I was gonna forward to you, then I thought, oh, bring it up tonight. And then the other thing.
Everything else I look at.
What do you call them, influencer reached out to me back in the end of December. I asked her to send a proper proposal. I reminded her, she didn't send it to me until after I'd already sent the marketing report to Jenna, and I wasn't gonna amend that. Well, she actually sent it to me, I think I had just sent the newsletter out. So it was too late. So I can either tell you about it or I can just forward this to you next time. I've sort of gone over her proposal. I just wanted to bring up the idea of using influencers because I told her I would bring it up. After looking, kind of deep diving into her account, I don't know if it's the right fit. It's for families. She's a family with 3 kids and they travel to places and they do their thing. I don't think that the socials were that great, but she does have a decent following and she works a lot with BIAs and she's affordable. So I can send her proposal to you guys and have it included in the next discussion.
Yeah.
But personally, I just love so much what your local influencer did. I felt like that impact had such a greater impact because she was local, because she reached so many businesses. I would rather continue on that track and
Agreed.
the only other thing, so I sort of, I threw together, she was great, really, really good. The marketing report, unfortunately, I missed a few things, but I do have my muse coming out with me, and we're going to be doing some kind of winter features on a lot of the local businesses. Oh, Jenny B.
Oh,
Yeah. Because she's perfect for it, but I don't know how anyone else to drag along. So, and she's gonna be great. So she's gonna be getting her nails done and trying on sweaters and doing all sorts of, picking out a plant for her new house, because she just moved to St. Mary's a year, well, now it's been almost 2 years, but just kind of a day in the life of a local person who wants to do cool stuff downtown for winter. So, otherwise, I'm desperately looking for ideas for things to promote downtown for these winter months.
I think we gave you a couple.
You did.
Yeah, well, and
This
this
is
is
cool.
talk there, because I have some thoughts too and some ideas, but
Awesome.
yes, we can talk. And then I guess on the next agenda as well, we have some big events coming up this year. Not the town specifically, but like there's a bus tour coming to downtown St. Mary's in September from Sault Ste. Marie. They're going to the Stratford Festival and they're gonna go downtown as well. The Penrose has hired a group of influencers who come together for a weekend at the golf course, and they are doing an experiential session downtown at Zenfire as well while they're here. So I will connect that date with all of you as
Yeah.
well, so you know when they're coming. So
Yeah,
there are some things happening that are pretty.
because a lot of
good.
businesses, if it's a Saturday, close at 2, and if they knew,
Yeah.
maybe they'd agree to stay
Yeah.
open to 3 or 4 if they knew.
Yeah, so now it's not our program, so I
No, no.
can't speak to like where they're gonna go, but she
But
has,
if you build it.
she has told me, so that I was
Do you know
grateful.
when it is?
Who there?
No,
Yeah,
you know when it is.
I have the dates in my email, I'll send it on, yeah.
I did just have a question, actually. Do we track at all, anywhere like the amount of times a specific business is posted on the downtown site, like for features that we actually produce ourselves?
Well, it's pretty easy to track because it's a really small EIA.
Yeah.
But I did it in the beginning and then I stopped because I had been doing it with Stratford and people demanded it. No one looked, no one cared, and it was a ton of work. It was a ton of extra work.
No, yeah, it's just,
And if I mark down any time I post anything. So like if I'm just doing a post, I can,
Yeah.
that's easy to showcase. If it's anytime I post a story or anytime I share something, it's really time
right,
consuming.
and I only asked just because I still haven't been able to dispel the notion that we do over feature some businesses over others.
We definitely do. However, the goal of the marketing of downtown isn't to feature businesses. It's to showcase downtown as an awesome place to be. And some businesses are easier to showcase that than others. Also, there are many businesses that are very active on social media.
Yeah.
And so there's more content to post. And
Sure.
that's really what it comes down to. It's like, I can like go into a business that doesn't have any social media at all and do a feature on them, but they are still not gonna get the same amount of attention as people that constantly tag us
Okay,
and get shared and get posted, or people that are constantly doing things that showcase downtown as a whole, as being a beautiful, awesome, fun, engaging place to shop and to spend time. So
Yeah.
that's
a
my goal.
Brilliant thing. Write it down and read it out loud at the AGM.
Okay, I will.
yeah,
That will,
It was,
that will-
you do captured.
Yeah,
that was
It's all,
really-
it's all on Zoom, so
Yeah.
you can go back
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
look at it.
But it's concise and it tells the truth and this is what it is.
Yes.
And it's, yes,
Because honestly, it's not my, or it's not our job to promote businesses, it's their job. Our business, our job is to promote downtown
As a collective,
as a
yeah.
collective, as a
And
place
you
you wanna
can't
be.
create content for a business.
No,
either.
I mean, I have,
Yes,
but
but you
there's
can't
only so much I
create
can do
the
there.
content.
but again, expectation versus what, we don't know what other people's expectations are.
Is that,
And if they're here and the actuality is here,
With that said, if you feel, honestly, if there's a business that you're like, Sarah, I really would love to see this business featured, then reach out to me and talk to me
Or
about
have
it.
that
because-
business, like, has that business
Yes.
reached out to Sarah, like,
Because-
if they haven't, okay.
No,
yeah,
but that's an example of like.
Of taking your 50, bringing your 50.
Like Lisa has suggested businesses to me and even like co-emailed us and they have never replied.
Yeah.
I've gone,
Yeah.
I've even tried to go into their business and they're not there.
I've also.
But then other people like Kathy and Sue, who were awesome, they immediately responded and I did a feature on them and it was great. So if they're not engaged with me, I can't, pull it out of
and
them.
I think at the AGM too, like, give people the permission to contact you and say, can I do something?
yeah.
Yes,
If you don't know that you can,
absolutely,
Can I
and some
offer to-
people do,
if
but.
this board has talked a little bit in the past too about offering some education.
mhm,
Is there an opportunity for some education around social media and help for some of those that maybe don't see that?
Yeah.
Maybe they are thinking that the BIA is offering a social media person to do their stuff, so it might be, it's like Angela mentioning the fear of AI.
yeah.
Like, these are things that we're not gonna get away with or from, and maybe it's time to do some
Well,
education
something
around
I've
it.
thought about, even just including in the newsletter each month, is a little feature, like a little marketing feature.
But will people read it?
I don't know,
Like,
like,
people
I don't
That are
know.
not tech savvy are probably not reading that either.
Yeah.
No,
But the people
probably.
who are not tech savvy didn't read the newsletter and asked for us to deliver the newsletter.
So basically, let's look at how much would it cost the board or the BIA to have someone maybe on a retainer for like, so for the month of March, we have someone who will come into your business and spend 45 minutes to an hour with you to talk about your social media and how you can improve. If you are interested in this, sign up here. Like that kind of thing. And then
We
it's
used to have that.
one-on-one
It
and
was-
then.
I think that's fact.
No, it
Not only
was,
that, 45 minutes could be, do you have a Google page? No.
Yes.
This is what you need.
Yeah.
This is what you have.
Yeah.
Make yourself searchable, blah, blah, blah. The bare basics of people, if you don't know, you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. Or if you, oh, I'll screw it up, oh, I'll mess something. No, they need a walkthrough. We've talked about this like for 3 years.
Well, or.
It'd be
using-
nice to get it, to
and-
run an
and-
autopilot with that.
And the risks of potentially using AI to build your social media and your website is also there, because we've had that example too, where AI will build a website for a business in St. Mary's and it is not accurate. And I've seen it firsthand, but
Yeah, I think AI is
So-
like at Angela's level. I'm thinking the people that,
yeah,
not even on Instagram yet. Like,
but I'm just.
The very
there are
basics,
people
but
that are
in the
still
middle,
using
too.
that, Right, so.
I mean, and Main
So, yeah.
Street used to have something where
Yeah.
they did offer that, like they did offer grants and they had a program where they were actually like going and if you applied and you got the grant, they had people, they got to the point where I can't remember what they called them. but
Yeah,
they
the
were-
downtown.
Yeah,
I know
they
what
were
you mean.
people that would go
Wasn't
in and
my
do
Main Street,
exactly
it was
what you
through
guys are
something like
talking
that.
about it.
And
And
we
they
have
don't have that
promoted
grant. I don't know.
constantly through the Stratford Chamber of Commerce and through the other one that I get the info for business or whatever. We have included in countless emails, free seminars and
Yes.
stuff that have invited people to learn about AI. Like I get them
Yeah.
twice a week and I'm sure Sarah could go, oh my God, I'm doing it again, like.
and does that
Yeah,
not
but I
become part of the
always-
tag on of the AGM? Now, you have been told this many different ways, this is how we're trying to help you. If you don't reach out to us, I don't know what we can do. Like, it sort of gets it, well, I'm not included in the marketing. Well, here's why, you've never bothered to reach out to us either. Like,
Yeah.
at some level, it's a 50-50 too. Like, we're gonna do everything we can. If you don't know, you don't know, but now we've told you. And so now you know, there's no excuse to not reach out to get help or ask questions or ask to be included in things.
There's also, like, just to put it out there, I am hired by you guys to do 5 to 10 hours a week. So I only have time to do
Yeah.
the things I have to do.
Yeah.
But I would love to, have an opportunity to work more closely with businesses, but I do not feel like, I don't want to set a precedent that the BIA is just going to constantly create content specifically. I promoted Dan today, but really I was promoting, like, he has something that's gonna help warm you up during winter because I'm trying to go with this theme right now, and this is the first post.
What if
But
the youth employment program lines up
That's what I'm talking about.
with that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay. Zip snap, it's late.
All right, fall in love with St. Mary's. We're gonna put the banner up.
Oh,
What's the
sorry,
plan?
so are we doing Fall in Love with St. Mary's?
Sure.
Because, it's getting on with the time and we hadn't
I feel like it may have to be a
planned
rinse and repeat of last year of the fall in love, unless there's anything anyone specifically wants to add.
I don't even know how successful it was.
I don't think it was that successful.
But it's, so it's
I
not,
did not
but
have
it's not gonna be,
Single person take advantage of our offer.
Yeah. And
What
the
was
thing-
it? What did they say?
I think, yeah.
Everybody just had their own offer.
Oh, did we? Okay.
It was, there was sort of like whoever participated
Yeah.
and put forth an offer. But I mean, I could be wrong. I also don't think Alex and Tracy had anyone. I might be wrong, but I seem to
No,
think
the
that
feedback
they.
I got from everyone was that it didn't
so that's what
fly.
I'm saying, just put up the banner.
So,
do the
yeah,
soup
well, I
crawl.
was gonna say, then the soup crawl and then Fall in Love with Downtown is really just the theme for the month,
Yeah.
for socials. It's not promoting
Yeah.
any specific, like.
And just remind
discount
people to
thing.
shop local.
And,
I
and,
know,
and
and
here's the
campaign.
Valentine's Day thing
You
and.
and I talked about a campaign last year where it was like a downtown that did like, they featured businesses that were like a partnered, like a relationship ownership sort of thing, or like you could feature Angela. and her husband, right?
Yeah.
Both own a business downtown,
Oh,
right? Like,
I did that for downtown Stratford like
Yeah.
2 years
is
ago.
that what it was?
And it was, people loved it.
Yeah.
They
But you
loved it,
can
all the
also feature
couples.
mother, daughter, duo,
Yes.
or guy, or friends, or.
Partnered, like it's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
family or a couple
Yes.
or like, and it just sort of like,
I didn't.
it's not your husband hangs half the beautification stuff.
Yeah.
You got the line together. That was support me, not her.
Listen, my phone's half the business too, right? You wouldn't know it.
I see him at the recycling.
Anyway,
That was
just.
just cardboard.
No, I
He's gonna be working earlier, but I was thinking that. He's trying to be full.
Very good.
I like it.
Alright,
I think there's a lot to promote.
Yeah, I think there's a few things you could do.
Yeah, and then I'm sure
I still like the
individual
tagline, fall in love
businesses,
with it.
yeah, me too, and business, like we do our blind date with a book.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
There's stuff to
I'm sure
promote.
other businesses have something that they do every February.
so until I hear otherwise, and somebody had said they were gonna redesign a banner, I'm not gonna out anybody because.
I think we've already designed it from last year. Is it still?
Yeah, but somebody said a new one for this year, and I haven't seen anything, so I was like, okay, fine, but if I don't hear anything, no.
I was like, was it me?
No.
She would have.
But if I don't hear anything in the next couple weeks, the old one will go back up.
Okay,
Okay,
Maybe it was Alex. I haven't talked to Alex in a bit because she's on holiday. but-
so
yeah.
great news. The next item for
There's
discussion
more?
is the date of the AGM.
oh,
Easter is the weekend before, the second. Monday in April is the 13th. Delightful.
I love it.
Sorry, which date?
April 13th.
Monday?
We just keep it with the meetings.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. April what?
13th.
We have a BIA meeting regularly scheduled on that night.
I already
Yeah,
have
we
it.
normally do it instead of, and then we meet before for
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, isn't that our, isn't
Yeah,
that
So
our?
that's when you wanna do the
Yeah,
AGM?
oh, AGM in tandem.
We don't have a location yet, right?
no,
No, but I will.
That's what we were gonna talk about.
A few,
okay,
Is that?
Yeah?
there's a couple spots you can do it. I mean, if we're gonna continue to move it, is that the plan? So I think.
Sure, a lot of
fit
them can.
every other, well, I mean, there's
No,
only a
that's
few we haven't
February.
done yet.
Is it something to bring to the next meeting then?
Well,
I
I
think we
think,
should put it out there now.
well, I was gonna say, like, you can do Creamery to Golf Course.
that's not.
Not the BIA.
Right, so the Creamery, that's it, because everywhere else we've kind of. been-
No, we could do it at the 162.
Oh, yeah, we'll take 2 creams. yes,
And
good.
get Town and Country Cheese to supply it, they're,
We do it in, well, I guess they don't.
They
Yeah.
had a really awesome night, the parade night, I'm just
yeah,
saying.
So I will reach out to, Taylor and, Jen Stacy.
is there anybody else we haven't, that's right?
Not that's open in the evenings
Or that's
typically.
big enough as well.
Because we've already done-
could
I don't
do-
think we rule out, because we can always go to Riverwalk or rent the space
We
and
did,
somebody else
we did
caters.
Riverwalk, we've done Riverwalk though.
Yeah, but so we go to Taylor's and then bring in the food, so,
Yeah,
well, so we've got Town and Country, we've got Snapping Turtle, if they were interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another.
Run the
Creamery.
cater.
Creamery,
Roosters, but it might be a little small, I'm not sure.
It would be.
No, are we talking about?
If we're trying to drive up the AGM numbers from what they were last year, I think.
But they could supply
How many-
food or some
how
sort
many
of food.
people could you fit?
So
Comfortably.
for the, business after 5, I was using both levels and I'm to accommodate 30 to 60.
Okay, so that's good.
But that's both
But-
levels, you don't
Both
want.
levels.
Yeah, but still.
30 on the main level?
Yeah, I'd have to double check. Like if we're not all sitting down.
Everybody's sitting down.
We would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
also a place out at the hotel, what the heck's that called?
But it's not
It's
downtown.
not downtown end.
Right out of downtown.
Oh, right, sorry. Maybe.
That's okay.
You can always, we can always look at the town hall theater as well, just.
We haven't done, we did it for you.
The flour mill? The
Yeah.
flour mill holds 40?
32 seated. We could do 32 at our book club dinners.
They do the beefsteak and burgundy wine club night too, and that's pretty full, and it's at least
And where's that?
How many do we have last year?
Yeah.
How many do we have last year?
Oh, so we put in minutes
I'll
now,
find out.
we put in,
Yeah.
who wants to, blah, blah, blah.
Who wants to on specifically April the 13th?
Yes,
Because that can help us
Yeah,
eliminate
yeah.
our options. We'll tender it out, see what we get.
And I will look at the numbers from last year, which were.
It was 30,
significantly
I think
better.
it was 32, like I think we were,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was significantly better than the year before, anyway.
And the year before, like, each year it has grown.
Yeah.
Last year we had quite a jump, which is
Yeah.
where I think the food and come into play.
Also, because I think everyone was individually contacted.
Mhm.
Are you coming? Are you coming?
We don't.
Oh, I thought it was, no, I thought that was an error with the 9 AM, but that's fine.
Oh, no, it's, no, that is an error. It's 9 PM.
Yeah, it's not 9 PM.
The upcoming meeting, February 9th, we're not at 9 AM.
No, I know, I messaged that to Jen.
And it is virtual, right?
So
I remember you saying
it's a
that.
virtual meeting. This room is not available.
Oh, we're meeting virtually?
Next
Yeah.
meeting, yes.
But first, I'm gonna finish off with the recommendation be that the Business Improvement Area Board of Management schedule the 2026 annual general meeting for April 13th, 2026. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Lisa, seconder. Thank you, Jan. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. So our upcoming meeting will be at virtual meeting. What's it, sir?
No.
Will be a virtual meeting at 6 PM, not 9 AM as the agenda indicates. At this point, it's the recommendation that this meeting be adjourned at 8,
I still want to do the visitor guide.
sorry?
Not quite that.
Right.
All right. So from Grant, St. Mary's typically approves an investment in the annual St. Mary's Visitors Guide around this time of the year. Could we please add this to the agenda? Well, anyway, the cost of a full page ad for St. Mary's BIA is $11.95, and I did it with tax, it's $13.50. What's that? We did a full page last year on the Rossi side. So we put you on the glossy page inside the back cover for no extra charge. It goes far and wide. Like it goes to some of the honor outs.
It does. I can tell you that I was at a tournament in Peterborough and it was sitting on the shelf in the NASA Community Center in Peterborough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you like to do that? Do we put it in the budget line next year?
You did a beautiful ad. You sent a picture of it, remember?
Oh.
And then you mentioned your fall, February, July, October, and November. And your social media.
What are you in there, Jan?
I don't have any issues doing it.
Gets us out there.
Ms. Megan?
Have no opinion.
Neither do I.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Fine, done.
We needed an opinion.
Send it.
So we need a motion to approve.
Yes. It is the recommendation that the Business Improvement Area Board of Management allocate no more than $1,350 to the production of an ad as per Dan's recommendation. May I have a mover? Thank you, Jan, and a seconder.
Wait, on ad? Is that what we're?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. I like that.
Thank you, Brogan. All in favor? Any opposed?
Oh, no, I did it late.
Yeah, so moved. All right, I now will say that it is the recommendation that the meeting be adjourned at
Yeah.
15 PM. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, can I have a mover?
Oh.
Thank you, Jansen. Thank you, Lisa.
We
Is anyone opposed?